3, 2, 1. Push to talk.
No.
Platypus?
Hello there, old
Harry the
sports.
platypus.
It is I, Purple Guy, here to tell you that this is the Shinycast. I am here with my friends.
I
Who
hate
are
this intro.
they?
I'm leaving.
Hello. If you're hearing this, then it means that you're listening to Shinycast with the phone guy. I wanted to record a message for you. I'm just gonna take a shot in the dark here and say that everything talked about in this video will be important in the year 2021.
I really
already hung
wish that I could mute him on this server.
If only. Too bad this is my server. You're in my world now, not your world. So anyway, everyone's here. Me and Patrick and Chris and William and Ben. We've wanted to start like half an hour ago, but we had problems because Ben somehow got mapped to push to talk, and we couldn't figure that out, so we couldn't hear him for the longest time. But now we can hear him, so that's epic.
Whoa!
Incredible. So yep, that's the thing. So anyway, let's just jump right in. Do we have any general news we would like to discuss?
I wanted to mention this early on just so people hear it. I wanted to gauge interest from the Shinycast listening audience. If they would be interested in weekly scheduled live streams of a Pokemon Nuzlocke run by me, featuring all of our friends hopping into the call.
Yeah.
I'll be playing Pokemon Fire Red, and I've just kind of always wanted to do a Nuzlocke, and I feel like a stream environment would be the best place to do that. Of course, there'd be downtime of grinding, so that'd be the good place for Q&As. We'll try to get as many of our friends in as possible. It seems like it'd be a fun time. So we just want to ask the comments, and I'd be doing a poll on the channel as well if people would be interested in watching that.
Yeah.
So let us know in the comments below if you'd be interested in that. It'd be like once a week, hopefully. And yeah, I'll do a poll in the
DK
community tab
crew
too.
would be there.
Yeah, we can probably get Mordo Jess when she's free. Ellie likes
Funky
Pokemon.
Kong. We're gonna get Chombo Kong.
Yeah, we could get like the big Huna Burger can join the call.
Kitty Kong. All the Kongs are gonna be
Yeah,
there. Whole
yeah,
DK crew.
Yeah, just
So,
name
yeah.
everyone after Kong.
Just let us know. Leave a comment if you're interested in that.
Yeah. Also, go to Space Chris 7 to watch other streams and recordings happen every day.
Yeah, we literally,
Almost every
me,
day.
Chris, Patrick, and our friends play stuff like almost every day. So if you want to see more of us, that's where. So now you know. Well, I guess those are our final plugs. So I guess anyone else
see
have
you
anything
guys
to say
next
to-
time.
And they'll be
Good night.
okay.
Good night,
Anyway.
area.
Yeah. So what else happened? Space Jam 2 came out, and I'm gonna review it. The review will probably be out before this episode.
Haven't
But
watched
wow,
it yet.
Space Jam 2 sure was a movie that was terrible, and I loved it because it was so bad that it was entertaining.
Did anyone expect it to be genuinely good?
I don't think so.
I don't think anyone really did.
Does anyone actually think the original is genuinely good, or did they just like it because it's funny and bad and
I think
hilarious?
if they do like it, it's only because they saw it as a kid and haven't seen it since.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I have not seen the original yet. I should really get on that.
You can get
Right.
like a copy of like $5 at most
Yeah.
places.
That's true.
That's how much I paid for mine like 5 years ago.
Yeah. But
I'll
I
send you
just
one
find it
before.
funny how like everyone on Twitter is going insane because of this movie and it's Big Chungus and Rick and Morty and everything. I saw a Letterboxd review that said like this is the kind of movie Elon Musk fans would like. And it's like, yeah.
You know
Well,
what
I
though?
don't
I
know.
can say I can at least
Hey, did you get
vaguely.
your free NFT from Space Jam 2 yet?
Oh my god,
Oh.
that's right. They did do that.
Oh yeah. Damn.
I can at least say though, I can partially excuse the Big Chungus reference since that is technically also an actual Looney Tunes reference. But at the
Yeah.
same time, you also know that the only reason they did it was because of the meme.
Yeah. But like it fits
Why
in the
not?
movie pretty seamlessly.
Yeah, it's
Unlike
like they don't
all
even
the product
call
placement.
attention to it. He just turns into to say a line making fun of like Elmer Fudd or something, which is what the
Yeah.
original was, and then moves on. They don't even call
Yeah.
attention. Hey, look, I'm Big Chungus. They don't do
Yeah.
that.
They didn't make a big. They
Big-
didn't say,
big
"Hey,
Chungus.
look, it's Big Chungus, thing
Could've
you
been a,
like."
big mistake.
Don't you love giving us money? Epic.
Also, I'm pretty sure they reused the King Kong model from Ready Player One, but I think I said that the last time we talked about Space Jam.
Yeah. At least the Iron Giant was more in character in this because he's not killing anything. He's just
Yeah.
at a basketball game. Like
He's
that's a
just
step
vibing.
up. He's just vibing. So that's good.
The Iron Giant was also only in that movie because popular and they couldn't get the rights to Ultraman.
Yeah.
That was what the actual original fight in the book was. It was Ultraman versus Mechagodzilla.
Oh wow. Damn.
I got all.
Anyway, yeah. Movie sucks. Go watch it.
Boom. He's looking for this.
Don Cheadle was excellent. He was actually unironically great. But yeah. Anyway, though,
Did Owl House release before E3 or after that? Like the last.
I forget.
Either way, it's good.
Yeah, Owl House season 2 is like a banger. Like, there's no filler, which is amazing. Like, every episode advances one of the characters or the overall plot. It's like, wow, why can't other shows be like this? So that's epic.
Clone Wars season 7.
Well, I mean, the show also has to
Yeah.
actually have a plot, first of all.
Yeah,
If it's just a slice of life comedy thing, that doesn't need a plot.
yeah, that's true. Ben, what'd you say about Clone Wars season 7?
I was referencing the fact that it had Owl House knows no filler. And,
Oh, yeah.
Considering that season 7 was on a time limit, it seems like that would have been a good move.
Yeah, surprisingly, Owl House does not have any 4-episode arcs about gathering spice and then dumping the spice and then getting put in jail and then escaping and then getting put in the same jail at the end of the episode. Like, there is none of that, amazingly.
That would be.
Owl
that would
House
be a-
fans are really missing out.
Yeah, I know. That
I
is
mean,
quality content right
that would
there.
be funny for an Owl House episode. You know, if it was just one episode.
Yeah.
If they just break out of prison and then get thrown back in prison constantly.
Yeah, I guess. Speaking of Clone Wars, I did want to bring up Bad Batch really quick. I think I'm losing interest in the show.
Yeah.
It kind of needs to do something that isn't filler or just shoehorning in characters from Star Wars Rebels. It started off strong, but and there's some really great individual episodes. That arc with Cad Bane and the lady from the Mandalorian just fighting over Omega, that was a banger. Every time Crosshair is there, it's really good. But Bad Batch, slowly starting to lose my interest because they just had an episode that involved spice and getting it to the Pikes, and I got war flashbacks to season 7 of the Clone Wars.
I also got more flashbacks when there was the time that Rafa actually had to exist.
And Trace and Rafa existed. Oh well, I'm sure I'll talk about this in a review later, but I just wanted to bring up my thoughts right now. Maybe the final 3 episodes of the season will be bangers.
I don't know anything about Dune, but I'm pretty sure the plot of Dune is spices in space.
And there's a worm, don't forget.
Well, the worm is the only thing people actually know about Dune.
That's true. I haven't
That's the
actually
only
watched the trailers for Dune. I'm just gonna go into it blind.
There is a worm in it, so that's all that I care about.
All I know is that Dave Bautista's in it.
Yeah.
And
Timothy
he flipped out
Chalamet.
on some news website because they used a picture of The Rock from Fast 9 instead of him,
Wow.
which was the funniest fucking thing
Incredible.
I
I
just wanna
believe
see if a worm.
yeah, I believe Zendaya is reprising her role as Michi in Dune. So that's gonna be
yes, that has been
exciting.
confirmed.
Yes, Zendaya is Michi. That will be excellent.
I like how
can't wait for
apparently
Dune, even though I'm purposely not watching the trailers.
I like how apparently the main character's name is just Paul.
Amazing.
It was like
How?
they did the thing where they made character posters of everybody with the cast and just says Timothy Chalamet is Paul.
I remember when they did that for The Lion King 2019, and it was just like Seth Rogen is Pumbaa, and then it's just like this fucking realistic warthog just in your face, and that's the whole poster. It was just incredible.
I was just thinking about Nick Cage is Grug.
Nicolas Cage is Grug. Yeah, those kind of posters are funny. Shout out to
Those posters are only good when you actually know what those characters are. If
Yeah.
just some dude I'd ever heard of, like Paul, what am I supposed to get out of this? Yeah, Dune's
I
a
don't know.
book, but
Well,
like,
Dune fans will know who that is, I guess.
yeah, but not
Paul is in
general.
this.
Oh, Paul is in this. Finally, some good news.
It's
All
not
right,
like
now
going
I'm speaking
Nicolas
my
Cage
language.
is Superman. Like, okay, people know who Superman is. That's a sell. Just
Well,
telling me, just telling me like Tom Cruise is Keith. What am I supposed to get out of that?
He's
He's
Keith.
a flying spaghetti monster.
Yeah. No, see, if it was for the Croods too, then saying Nicolas Cage is Grug, then that you know who Grug is. He became a cinematic icon. So there
That's,
you go.
I mean, for a
No, it
sequel,
would be-
sure.
Just reminding you, Nicolas Cage is still Grug.
Yes, Nicolas Cage is still Grug. He agreed to do the sequel, just in case you were worried.
When
yeah.
Nicolas Cage will approve any movie he's in because he's in substantial amounts of debt.
Yeah, that's true. Now, that movie he's in right now, Pig, that looks like a good movie. I've heard good things about it.
Same.
Where it's like he kills pedophiles and there's a pig involved, I think, is the plot.
Yeah,
I haven't seen
yeah.
it yet. That sounds good.
It's the Dark Series Big the Cat reboot.
Nice.
Hey.
Pig the cat.
I mean, honestly, I would like to see that too because Nicolas Cage, I'm down.
Yeah.
And it's
He's epic.
neon, so
Yeah.
they're bringing that. Apparently, this movie called Titane or whatever, or Titan or however it's pronounced. It's a French word, I think.
Mhm.
That one Palme d'Or at Cannes. And have you guys seen the plot synopsis, the quick plot rundown of that movie?
I have not.
Yeah.
I am going to quickly read that for you guys as soon as I
boy.
find it. Okay, here we go. Oh, the Variety deleted the post. Damn it.
Damn.
Okay, hang on. Let me just Google it quick. From Variety. Come on, load.
Oh.
Okay,
Anyone ever seen any good movies?
the film stars Agatha Russell, and it's directed by the lady who did the movie Raw. And the film stars Agatha Russell involves around a woman who has sex with cars after growing up with a metal plate in her head from a car accident. The body-bending horror also features Garance Marilla, blah, 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 French people.
So what you're telling me is
Apparently
that
the car gets her pregnant at some point.
Yes, you're telling me this is the prequel to Cars.
Yes.
How
This
does
is
this
how the
fit
Cars
into the Pixar theory?
Yes. That is a good question. Okay, so it's French, so it must be connected to Ratatouille. So
Yes.
Oh.
we'll probably get a cameo from Remy.
It's Skinner's chase of Remy is what caused the car accident.
Oh, that's right. When he was
Okay.
chasing Remy on the scooter,
Yeah.
those cars, yeah, they crashed, and then one of them kicked off the plot of this movie. Incredible.
Incredibles.
Incredible.
Oh.
It's an incredible story, which is what summons the Incredibles.
Bon Voyage is there.
Bon Voyage is in Ratatouille. Okay, I give up. This sounds great. Good for you, Pixar, for making something so daring.
Okay, yeah, so I think that's all the news we have.
Yep, that sounds
Wait,
good.
wait,
Other
wait.
than the
Out of
topics.
Curiosity. How many Sonic movies do you think there need to be for Big the Cat to show up?
Okay,
Whatever the answer is, it's too many.
Yeah,
That's all I'll say.
probably.
should have been in the first
I mean,
one.
honestly, I think they're jumping the gun right now, but they're putting Knuckles in already.
Yeah,
But that's just me. I know some people probably just want to get Knuckles in as soon as possible.
yeah.
Like, if you want
Don't
my
like
opinion, I
Sonic
think for a
movies.
sequel, all you need is Tails and Metal Sonic. Do Knuckles as like the third, but if we're already going Knuckles now, like, okay, whatever.
Okay. Time for Vector the Crocodile.
Yes, do the subplot where Sonic forms a band, like the original idea for the sound test.
Heck yeah.
And also have him date a girl named Madonna.
Yes, sounds
Oh,
great.
great. Now I'm imagining Scaly Vector.
Oh no. Can Sonic kiss a human woman already in these movies? Like, come on. Should have happened in the first one already.
Honestly, he's probably gonna give Maddie a kiss on the cheek at some point. I can imagine that happening.
I think we have to wait
Probably.
until the year 2106 to get that, unfortunately.
Yeah, it'll be a while.
We gotta wait.
Tragic. Yep.
So
Anyway,
Chris's headlines.
Yeah. So on to Chris.
So speaking of video games, did you know that the world's longest cornhole game is currently underway in Nebraska?
Nice.
Why this sounds vaguely familiar.
Organizers of a world record attempt for the longest game of cornhole in Nebraska announced that they met their goal Friday, and they're still going.
Okay, if it's attached to a charity event, I would be surprised if this is true.
So the previous longest game time was 26 hours and 13 minutes. They're planning to keep going for as long as they can, and they're already discussing attempting to break another world record next year by holding the world's largest cornhole tournament with over 167 teams.
Nice.
Yeah, I believe it.
Riveting.
Yeah, that sounds real.
Meanwhile, over in India, a monkey swiped some booze from a liquor store and promptly got drunk.
Okay, yeah, seems
Yeah.
feasible.
Also sounds real.
There are monkeys there.
Yep.
This literally sounds like something Carl would say. He was drunk as a monk.
Oh, chimpanzee, that monkey news.
Yeah.
Drunk as a
Praise
monkey.
monk.
Yes.
Reject humanity, embrace
There is
monkey.
this is a true story. There is an actual video attached to it of a macaque just breaking into an Indian liquor store in broad daylight and drinking a bottle of booze.
How do they know it got drunk?
Probably because humans and monkeys are one of the closest things in the world, so I mean, humans get drunk off of alcohol, why wouldn't monkeys?
If their
True.
bodies can even handle alcohol.
And speaking of another monkey, a missing monkey was found inside a Memphis, Tennessee clothing store.
I think I actually
That
saw
seems
this.
sparse on
Was Justin
details.
Bieber in Memphis at all recently?
A lady and her friend were shopping at the summit in the Centennial Commons when they noticed the small common marmoset jumping from rack to rack.
Huh.
I think I remember seeing this. I'm going to go true.
Marmosets
I
are
believe it.
small. Monkey, do you agree with this? Okay, tell me more. Riveting.
Nice.
Yeah, all these are true, by the way.
Yep. That's what I figured.
Wait. Coors is making a fucking ice cream now? Ew.
No, that one's
yeah,
fake.
that
That's
sounds
probably
terrible.
fake.
I don't believe it.
I mean, Yingling makes ice cream, but their ice cream's actually really good.
I can't imagine beer ice cream tasting very good, though.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can see those flavors mixing well.
Well, the Yingling ice cream
I've heard of
is,
like restaurants making floats out of beer before. I've never tried it though.
I mean, okay, that I can see.
the
'Cause
Yingling
they're
ice
putting
cream
in beer.
is completely different from the their actual beer brand. So
Oh, okay, so it's just like
it's actual regular ice cream, and it's very
Actually,
delicious.
I have had a beer float before. It was pretty good. I don't know.
Yeah.
Beer ice cream, flavored ice cream just seems pointless though.
Hey, you know what else you drink
That's
beer
nutty,
with
though.
occasionally?
What?
When you're watching some movies.
Hey, that's true. And you know what's a movie? The movies I watched because William said to watch them.
yeah, we might have a problem with one of these. I'm just throwing that out there now.
Oh God.
Oh boy. Well, I guess we'll start with the movie that I didn't like at all, really.
Space Jam 2.
No. Well, actually, no, this was a better movie than Space Jam 2, but unfortunately, I did not care for Creature of the Black Lagoon.
Yeah, we're gonna have
Aw.
a problem here.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna need to
So-
explain yourself on this one.
Yeah.
Because this is one of my
Uh,
favorite movies we're talking about. Throwing that one out there now.
Damn.
So tread lightly.
Okay. Let's see. Trying to remember what even happened in the movie. So like I
So
don't
you're
know.
on your phone the whole time. Gotcha.
You're on thin ice over the Black Lagoon.
Oh no, I'm gonna fall in. Yeah. I'm looking at the Wikipedia. Okay, so movie. There was a monster. I didn't really care for its design or what it did in the movie. Like with when I watch old movies, I like watch them with the mindset of the time and like I guess for the time, it was definitely considered like scary, but I don't know. There's like other movies where I can watch and get immersed in the special effects, even if they look outdated by today's standards, just because of how impressive they would be for the time. But this kind of just looked like a guy in a costume to me, and it just didn't convince me. But
I should specify that the creature in the Black Lagoon was originally shot in 3D.
Ooh, neat.
Because the 50s were the first instance of the 3D fad.
Yeah.
So a lot of the technological advances you're looking for will be in that. It's just that we're not really going to be watching the 3D version of it anymore.
Yeah, that's true. So I think with that said, the scenes with the creature were probably the best part for me because I didn't care about the characters at all. I wasn't invested in any of them. And I thought their decision to just remain in this like lagoon was just, I don't know. I get that it's like hubris, like they think they can just go in, but like I don't know. I feel like I've seen that in other movies done a lot better and like explored better.
Well, those
This
movies
is-
were also later.
Yeah, exactly.
This was 1954.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like
You
laying the
can't
groundwork
really
for
you
that
can't
sort of.
really judge it negatively based on the advances of things that have come since.
Yeah, that's true. But for the most part, I was just really uninvested in like everything these characters did, and the score also just got on my nerves. The way it was just this blaring siren, like I don't know. I've heard a lot of better horror scores that just like can develop these like great themes for like the monsters and like really convey danger. And this one just felt like it was a siren, and it didn't really frighten me. It just got annoying after a while.
I'm gonna
Um,
have to disagree with you on that one, though.
yeah. Let's see. I thought the ending was extremely abrupt. Like in the last 10 minutes of the movie, the creature brings the girl to its like cave. They go in, they get her out, and then they just leave the cave, and then the movie stops. Like I felt like it didn't really have a conclusion. I don't know. I found that bizarre.
That one I can see where you're coming from, but at the same time, I've also seen enough older films like this where you'd be surprised to know that's kind of the norm.
Yeah.
Also,
makes
I've
sense.
seen more abrupt endings in more recent things, like like the ending for like fucking Hardcore Henry. If anyone here has seen that,
Yeah.
he gets like the final kill. He looks out the window, and then the movie just ends.
Yeah. Yeah. It's been a few weeks, so I'm just trying to remember everything. I don't know. It just overall didn't really leave much of an impression on me. So I'm not really sure what else I can really say about it.
You also gotta remember, like again, like this is one of the original Universal monster movies, so these are like the trendsetters for a lot of horror that we would get later. The Creature Black Lagoon takes more for sci-fi, if anything. This would be more like less of an influence on stuff like slashers or like supernatural horror, and more of like inspiration for like Jaws and stuff.
Yeah.
In fact, you look at Jaws and Jaws kind of sort of has like the same plot in a way.
Yeah.
You haven't seen Jaws yet, we'll get to that one, but in a way you can view Jaws as like a remake of Creature from the Black Lagoon.
Yeah. That makes sense. Just in like a different setting.
Because
So,
it's
yeah.
still the group of scientists exploring the area, trying to find a problem. Here, the setup is there are archaeologists looking for fossils, and there's this place that every time someone goes there, people die, and they need to solve the mystery. Which Oz is like, oh, there's a shark that is killing people, and we need to stop it for tourism.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. It just didn't really work for me. I don't really have anything
Okay,
else.
so it's more of a personal thing, but like, would you still recommend this to other people who would be at least interested in older horror?
Yeah, if you're interested in older horror, then probably. Because this is the only like super old horror movie I've seen.
And also,
Like
it's funny saying super old when this was 1954, and like all the other core Universal monsters of Dracula, Frankenstein, Wolfman, Invisible Man, Mummy, those were all, most of those were the 30s, and then one or two, Wolfman was the 40s.
Yeah,
So there's like a 20-year gap in there even.
true. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the fact that it's like a G rated by today's standards, like, yeah, that kind of like turns me off a little bit. Like,
Well, movies didn't have ratings back then.
yeah, I know.
The ratings, the MPAA didn't form until the end of 1968.
Yeah,
Night of the Living Dead was one of the last big horror films to come out before the rating system.
yeah. And it's like, I don't know. I do think it's just maybe it's an instance of my modern sensibilities getting in the way of really like immersing myself in this kind of thing. But then again, there's like movies. Obviously, I haven't seen many old movies, but like obviously, I loved Wizard of Oz and Citizen Kane.
Which this is the point of that.
amazing as well. It's like, yeah. So I don't know.
So
That's
you
what
might,
it is with
your
this one.
opinion may
It might just
change
be the
over time.
genre.
That
Just the
could
fact
also
that-
be you haven't seen Dracula, you haven't seen Frankenstein, you haven't seen Wolfman.
Yeah.
Personally, I'm in the group that likes Bride of Frankenstein more than regular Frankenstein, but a lot of people go either way.
Yeah.
So your opinion could change. Have you seen other things? It might not. It might not.
I
It
mean, I
also
don't really
might
think
not-
my opinion on this one is going to change because I was generally just kind of bored throughout the whole thing. But like those other movies, I hear a lot more people talking about, like the Frankenstein and Bride of Frankenstein, especially. So I mean, like, I'll probably get to those eventually. I just like the title of the third Creature from the Black Lagoon movie, and everyone should look it up right now. Like,
don't look up the title of the third Creature from the Black Lagoon movie. Worst mistake of my entire life.
just pause the video and just look up the title and then come back and then yeah, you're welcome. Anyway,
I haven't seen either of the sequels yet.
yeah, but that is quite a title. Okay, so the next movie I think was
Horror movies are they revered for generally being terrifying, or are they just like looked back on like or as more cheesy?
kind of both. I mean, they set
all
the
of it.
groundwork for future horror movies.
I mean,
So, I
cheesy is
mean-
only happening if you're an asshole and
Yeah,
don't want to actually engage with them on a serious level.
yeah,
Like if you're the kind of guy who says, haha, those boulders are made of styrofoam, in like an older Italian film or something, like, okay, well, you were never gonna give this a shot anyway.
yeah,
It's like people need to like meet the movies on their level. They need to understand what they're watching. I've said this to you in prior before, but like America spends more money on movies than anyone else. Like in other countries, they're not gonna have the budgets to do like big, fancy, flashy effects. And even then, it's like it's a movie. Everything is fake.
yeah,
So it's like, okay, yeah. It's like, okay, that looked a little rough, but like I know what you're trying to do. You didn't have the money for it because obviously, like, oh, it's an indie film or it's from another country where they don't
movies
have like
aren't
big.
real. Why do we even watch them?
Yeah, it's like you already know it's fake.
Yeah, what's the point of movies?
And I'm gonna say even the worst practical effects still look better than the worst CG.
Yeah, it's true.
The worst practical effects still look better than some mid-range CG.
Indeed.
The Mike Myers Cat in the Hat still looks better than the CG fight scene in Black Panther.
Yeah.
What do you mean movies are fake? We all know Maximum Overdrive is based on a true story.
It's based on the true story of Stephen King doing a shit ton of coke.
Exactly.
Indeed. Okay, so what else happened? There was a movie called Be Kind Rewind.
This one I only gave you because it was on your Letterboxd watch list.
Yeah. I don't really care for it. Like I was shocked the fact that it's by the same director as Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind is like this is what he did next? Like what?
It felt like a 2006 comedy.
Yeah.
I
I
thought it
think
was
it came
fine,
out,
but
like,
that's
like-
about it.
See, I
think for
like
this
the
one-
premise. The premise is very cute of these guys just remaking a bunch of movies, just refilming them. I just think the characters and the plot to get to these refilmings is very flimsy and terrible.
I forget, how did he become magnetized again?
Because he wanted to. So Jack Black in this movie wants to go take down a power plant because it's like fighting the man or something. And then this motivation is never brought up again for the rest of the movie. He just wants to fight the man at the beginning. And then he goes in the power plant and gets accidentally electrocuted. And yeah, then he ruins a bunch of VHSs. And then they got to remake them all because they work in the VHS store.
So it's the same exact explanation for Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla.
Yeah. I guess. I wouldn't know. But yeah, I mean, it's cute. Like the fact that they're remaking the movies; those are the best scenes. But like it's very incompetently edited and directed. I thought, like, just the way it cuts to various shots just didn't feel right at all. It's like you don't really notice good editing but compared to bad editing, like editing should like be unnoticeable. Like it just feels natural. Like. And this movie just did not feel that way at all. I just felt like...
Yeah, I feel like the only times you're ever going to really notice like big flashy editing is if it's like synced up to music, which is very deliberate.
Yeah.
If it's just good editing in general, you're not really going to pick up on it too much because it's doing what it needs to do.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, this movie just... I don't know.
Yeah, there's only really like one scene I remember towards the end involving Jack Black when they're filming the... jazz documentary thing.
Oh, yeah.
And if you know this movie, you know the scene I'm talking about.
Yeah, but why? Why though?
Let me go talk. I'll talk to him. I'll talk to him. No, you can't be fat because you're not fat.
Yeah.
Why did Jack Black agree to that?
I don't know. Anyway.
I feel like for this movie, I think you really need to... I think like we're a generation too young for this one. I think you really had to have nostalgia for the video store for this to really click.
That's true.
And for us, it's like we kind of missed out on that. Like whenever I went to Blockbuster, I was there for the video games, not the movies.
Yeah. Well, it's not even like just the video store element, because like these kind of versions of the movies that they film in this movie, that's kind of like what YouTube parodies are like. So it's like even then I can kind of like identify with watching these sort of parodies and like just enjoying them and seeing how people reinterpret movies.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's like
and this
it
did
kind
come
of
out
a
right
little ahead
before
of
all
its
that
time
too.
in that regard.
Yeah, it came out like in 2006, so they were right before that whole peak.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. Jack Black's character was just a real asshole throughout most of the movie. It was not engaging. The other character was fine, I guess. I don't know. It was mostly kind of boring when they weren't shooting movies. But
people don't really talk about Danny Glover anymore. It's just Donald.
Yeah. Danny Glover was good, but yeah. 5 out of 10. Anyway, other movie was not a movie because it was a short film about puppets.
Before we talk about this one, I forgot about this until recently, but I re-looked it up. So before this movie is Howl from Beyond the Fog. It is an independent kaiju short film, and it was crowdfunded.
Mm-hmm.
I think we need to specify that because that also kind of explains some of the things regarding, like, I'm pretty sure part of the reason for using the puppets in the first place was part of that, and as well as if you're crowdfunding this and people are backing it, they know what they're getting.
Yeah.
Now, granted, I forgot about that when I first watched it, but like, I was fine with that. For you, I figured you'd like the plot and atmosphere, but I didn't know how you'd feel about the marionettes.
Yeah. Yeah, they didn't really work for me, unfortunately. I think it was very atmospheric and cool, but I would love to see this on a higher budget because it's like the marionettes, like, it would be fine if their faces could emote. Like if it honestly, if it just looked like Team America World Police, like just that moving their mouths and blinking, like then I would get more invested. But yeah, I don't know. It was hard to get wrapped up in the emotion when it's just literally blank, expressionless puppets.
Well, part of that I think would go in the budget. Another
Yeah,
thing that I
exactly.
looked up, because I know in Japan they do like marionette theater shows and stuff. I don't know what those look like, so I don't know if like this is based on that, like if that's the style they're going for,
Yeah, it might be.
because there could be like a cultural gap in there as well.
Yeah. But yeah, I would love to see this them to just remake this with a higher budget. Maybe do it in like feature length. Like I think they could make the story like develop it more and
Well, where would
make
you
it
be
more
able to develop it?
I'm not sure. It's like
I'm
just
sure there's places you could, and
yeah,
for the original, the initial, you
yeah.
know,
Like I'm trying to remember.
the main reason I gave this to you is because this is one of those things where in the kaiju fandom, people know about it, but even there, it's kind of niche. So really showing it to you here, this is really more getting the word out about this kind of thing. Because I'm
Yeah.
sure there are a lot of people who would be interested in this sort of. It's you also, I think you when you watching this now, you understand why I had trouble giving you a genre last time for what this was.
Yeah.
Because it's like, if I tell you it's a kaiju movie, that would set up expectations that this does not follow, because this really it plays more like a ghost story kind of thing, but it's also
Yeah.
not a horror movie.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a
It's
fable.
very interesting. Like it's a very intriguing like story and just got excellent atmosphere. And it's extremely impressive for something that was like crowdfunded and had a very limited budget. So I would really love to see this team like work with a higher budget
Yeah, all
and like
practical effects.
yeah, very impressive effects. But yeah, I wish I could get into it more because it was like very well done for what they could accomplish.
One thing that I don't like though, and this is less with the movie and more of like distribution and marketing. SRS Cinema has the rights to this movie, and they recently did put it out on DVD that is available in Walmart's. Thing is, SRS has a nasty habit with the Walmart DVDs in that they'll market them like mockbusters.
Hmm.
So, like when they did the releases for Rago and Raiga, instead of using the original titles of those movies in poster art, they called it like Rago, King of the Sea Monsters, or Raiga, God of the Monsters. And the posters were very blatantly just trying to ape off Godzilla, King of the Monsters.
Yeah.
When these are nothing like that at all. Those were like independent kaiju films from 2009 that only recently got rights for American distribution. And like, if you know about those movies ahead of time, you already know what you're getting, so you don't care like I did. But for other people, they'll just look at that and see, oh, it's a Godzilla ripoff, and just ignore it. And like for Howl from Beyond the Fog, they're still trying to go after like making it look like Godzilla when this is absolutely nothing like that.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's
That's
really,
annoying.
really harmful for the movie itself. If you
Yeah.
go to SRS's actual website, you can buy the Blu-rays and stuff, which do feature alternate artwork and the original titles. Well, Howl from Beyond the Fog only has that one title, but you know,
Mhm.
they're recently they did do a second press with different artwork from the original, and you did see like the one I gave you had like reversible artwork on the inside, but I kept it the original because it fit the tone of the movie better.
Yeah.
So it's like this is like a very atmospheric kind of thing. Would you recommend this to people if they can look it up? Because it's a short film; it's only 30 minutes long.
Yeah,
And
it's like it doesn't take that long to watch.
have you ever seen
It's
anything
very
you feel
neat.
like is like this?
Sorry, what?
Have you ever seen anything like this before?
Not really. No, it's like very unique, both in terms of like the effects they used, like how they brought the story to life, and just the tone it was going for, the genres it was kind of meshing together. Like just very intriguing.
So if you're
But yeah,
curious, would you recommend it?
yeah, I'd say so. Like people will probably get a lot more out of it than I would, I think, because I haven't really seen much kaiju stuff anyway.
Yeah. I kind of
But
throw
yeah,
you into the deep end here as well, because like you probably expect me to give you like a Godzilla or a Kong first, but no, here's Howl from Beyond the Fog.
yeah. If you're into kaiju stuff, it's definitely worth checking out.
And even if you're
Um,
not, would you still say to tell people to give it a chance?
yeah, because it's definitely interesting to see what you can do with like a limited budget, and like just these puppets, like definitely worth checking out.
Alrighty.
And then there was a movie called Summer Wars. So this was the best of these movies, and I only gave it a 7 out of 10.
That means you hated
I-
it.
Yes, it means I hated it.
Well, actually, can we backtrack for a second and talk about Letterboxd? Because it was really annoying seeing you go talk about Howl from Beyond the Fog, and just every comment was about Boss Baby 2.
Yeah, why though?
Because
Why?
all the people they know about is Disney and DreamWorks.
Yeah. I
And the
guess
entire
so.
point of this is to get people to see other things.
Yeah. I mean, most comments I get on stuff is like on topic, but that's because they've seen the movies that I talk about. With this, I guess nobody saw it, so they just wanted to talk about Boss Baby.
Because they just wanted you to watch Boss Baby, which you have no interest in.
Yeah. So, well, I have interest in it eventually.
You have the wrong kind of interest in it.
Yeah, the wrong kind of interest, exactly. But yeah, fuck the Boss Baby 2 comments. All my homies hate the Boss Baby 2 comments. So yeah, Summer Wars was very fun. It got I wasn't that into it at first. It felt like generic anime stuff outside of like the tech stuff, but then just the plot just kept devolving into sheer insanity, and it it got more and more fun as it went along. Like
the beginning is the roughest part.
I never expected the stakes to go as high as they did as the movie kept going.
It's like the stakes at the beginning of the movie. I need a boyfriend to take to my parents' house for the summer. Do you want to be my fake boyfriend?
Yeah.
And then in the end of the movie is, hey, so we accidentally launched a nuclear bomb to your house. Can you defuse it in space, please?
We need to stop this nuclear bomb from destroying our entire house.
Wait, what?
Only after we stopped it from destroying the entire world.
Okay, so the plot of Summer Wars, I think we should, because we don't really talk about plots much during this. It's just kind of like, here's a general rundown of what we like and don't like. Go watch it if you're curious.
Yeah,
for this one, I feel like you should kind of explain. This is an anime film from 2009 done by the guy who made stuff like The Girl Who Leapt Through Time and other anime films.
Yeah.
And the plot of the movie, the setup, there is this virtual world called Oz, which is basically the internet on crack, and basically every faction of life is based on this platform now. You can go there to gamble, do your banking, play games, watch movies, do basically everything. Everyone has their own
real life.
Yeah, everyone has their own unique avatar. Basically, it's like less shitty Ready Player One.
Yeah.
And
without any like references to properties.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As in, like, the world isn't destroyed yet.
Yeah.
And the main character, he gets asked by his crush to be her fake boyfriend to go on vacation with her. And during the time there, they meet all the wacky family members. And at one point, he's a super genius who solves a math problem that effectively is able to like steal the nuclear launch codes from America and also gets his own avatar stolen. So he gets his identity stolen, basically.
Yeah.
And basically the rest of the movie is now they have to stop the guy who stole his avatar and is now stealing other avatars and save the world eventually as more and more avatars get stolen. The nuclear launch codes, it was apparently a weapon by America is what the avatar that stole him was.
Yeah.
And it just goes to sheer insanity as it goes on.
William, I'd like to borrow this movie.
Okay.
Yeah, this movie is so fucking insane, and yeah, it just gets better as it goes along. Like,
yeah, at the beginning it gets a little rough of like the anime tropes, like oh, he walks in on her naked and gets a nosebleed. Oops.
Oops. Oh no.
Woo woo.
Wacky misunderstanding.
Wacky misunderstanding. Who could have not seen that one coming?
Yep.
That's why sure was nice at grandma's house to have bathtubs everywhere.
Yeah. And then it just goes insane.
A nuclear bomb. What?
Does everyone in anime just subconsciously want to take a bath if they see a bathtub?
Yes.
Perhaps.
I mean, do they still have bathhouses in Japan?
Yes.
Yeah. So that's like it's like a cultural thing that their bathhouses are still a thing.
Yeah.
We don't really have those over here, so we can't judge.
Yeah. And then wasn't it like the climax is like the girl has to like play this card
Hanafuda.
game against the evil AI?
Yeah, it's
And it was
Hanafuda.
like- yeah, Hanafuda. It's like that doesn't sound that interesting, but like the way it's done is just so like tense, and I was on the edge of my seat, like, oh
You
my
can-
god.
You can only get away with that in an animated film.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I heard this movie going on while I was building Keybeat in Minecraft, and this is not, and everything you described is not what I imagined this to be like. I mean, some of it is familiar, just the identity theft and saving the world, but
Yeah. They bring in a giant supercomputer into their house, and they gotta
Yes.
cool it down with a bunch of ice blocks. It's just, oh my god, insanity.
I first heard about this movie because back in the day, Adult Swim had it on one night, so I recorded and watched it there. And yeah, it's just
Yeah.
a fun movie. I know Pan Pizza and Rebel Taxi did a video on it a long time ago.
Yeah.
This is like at the turn of the decade when video games were becoming more of like a mainstream concept. Like they were still slightly like nerd thing, but then becoming more acceptable in quotation marks, if you know what I mean. But yeah.
Yeah.
You see what I'm getting? Like this was when like around the time of like when Scott Pilgrim was heating up and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Where you were
But
starting
yeah,
to get more
it
of that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. It was neat. But yeah, pretty good movie. I really enjoyed it. The sheer fucking chaos was incredible. Yeah, rad time. So, yeah.
All right.
that
So
might be
the
it.
genre. Do you want me to tell you the genres for the next four?
Yes.
All right. The first one, more classic horror.
Ooh.
It's not Universal this time, but something else.
Okay.
Okay. Second, comedy.
Epic.
The next one will be a drama. It's advertised as a comedy, but it's more of a drama.
Oh boy,
And the
BoJack
last
Horseman.
one, animated sci-fi action kind of thing.
Nice. Is it an anime or just a regular animated film?
French Japanese.
Okay. Epic.
So yes and no.
Nice.
All right, I think that's all we have for those ones.
Yes.
So how about that Steam Deck?
That's a thing that exists for some reason.
Transition.
What do we want to talk about first? The positives or the negatives?
I mean the negatives
Guys,
are fun.
what are your negatives? I guess we can start with that.
Okay, do we want to go around and say what everyone's thoughts? Do we always want to chime in like we normally do?
I just don't think. I mean, the idea like is neat before you start thinking about it too much. Like, I think it's cool to have a console to play like PC games on that you can take portably. But doesn't it need to be connected
You
to
can
the
play
internet?
Persona 4 on the go now, James.
Amazing. That's true. Nothing could ever play Persona 4 on the go before.
I heard from what I heard, it has streaming capabilities, which would require the internet, which I think kind of defeats the point. But you can still download stuff to and play that there. It's just that's when you would only be playing like the indie stuff or other things that wouldn't require internet all the time.
Yeah.
Guys, I think those are one of the two big issues. I think like the internet connection for some games would make it pointless on the go. Another big
Yeah.
issue is that storage space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The cheapest model only has like what 64 gigabytes.
Correct.
Yeah, that's as much as the Switch has. Which
The new one.
yeah,
The Switch OLED.
well, I think the regular Switch still had about that much too, didn't it?
32 gigabytes.
Oh, damn. Okay. Well, regardless, 64 gigabytes still isn't good
Yeah.
because that still doesn't give you that much room for like big main actual full games. Yeah, a Cyberpunk 2077 is like 70 gigs base. You're not getting that on the base model at all. You have to upgrade to like one of the higher end models.
Correct. But
Like, yeah, you can
al-
put in SD cards, but like
Right.
that's still more money you're paying.
Right. It's still cheaper though than getting. You can also put in your own SSD, which is probably what I would do if I got one.
Yeah.
In theory, there's an empty slot in the 64 gigabyte, and the other ones have one already in. Whether or not Valve has not said yet whether you can actually access them, but I think
Okay.
buying the cheapest model and putting in like a 2 terabyte SSD would be really cool. This thing is like a mid-grade gaming laptop for $300
Yeah.
or
And we'll get to
for $399 is really good.
and we'll get to the positives soon. It's just think like at face level, that's not great storage because the 32 gigs on the Switch was never good to begin with because that's already like the Wii U who had like 32 and 64 gigs as their levels, and those were not good back then. Or no, wait, was 32 the highest for the Wii U?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They had
Yeah,
8
okay,
and
and that was bad even back then.
I can't believe they even sold like an 8 gigabyte version of the Wii U.
And like you
comes
don't
with
even
that.
get the actual 8 gigs, because 2 gigs of that still like taking up like the system settings and everything. So you're only
Yeah.
really getting like 6 gigs out of that.
Yeah.
Digital
Ugh.
sales weren't as big at that point yet, outside of like Virtual Console.
Oh yeah,
So,
but you
like-
still couldn't get like digital only games like Shovel Knight or something would still take up. So
Yeah.
like that
Shovel Knight does take about 8 gigs, yeah.
I don't know.
No, I'm thinking of Hollow Knight. Oops.
Like like those kinds of games. You know what I mean? Like Shantae's, your Guacamele's, stuff like that. It's gonna get filled up pretty quickly.
True.
So having 64 still isn't very good. You almost have to get like SSD or an SD card.
Yeah.
That's like my biggest problem. Because dude, like COD Warzone was like what 80 gigs at one point? Like
Over
100?
100.
It's over.
Yeah.
It was over 100. It was over.
Yeah, because people don't optimize their games anymore on PC.
The updates were over 100 too.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
So like that would just fuck this thing up.
Right.
And the other big problem I have right now, this could be subject to changes. I do not like the look of that button layout.
Yeah,
agree,
I was
yeah.
thinking that too. Like, I don't know. The like analog sticks kind of seem too far in. Like it feels like my thumbs are gonna have to like stretch to get near them.
I don't
And,
like how everything looks like it's at the corner. That just looks really bad.
Yeah, like the button, like the one button on the right is just kind of leaning off towards the side. Like, I don't know. Yeah, that looks bizarre.
It has computer trackpads, which I think is supposed to alleviate the thumbstick problem. But at the same time, it's like, why would you make a fix for a problem if you know it's already a problem? You just fix the problem. You can just change the thumb pad layout.
Steam likes the adding the trackpads. I think it's possible. I think I've heard from other, because they obviously had the Steam controller that had, rather than having any analog sticks, it was these giant D-pads that also supported touch controls.
Yeah, because they want to stimulate a mouse.
For first-person shooters, using the trackpad is more accurate than a thumbstick.
Yeah,
so I think that's why they added it.
I see the point there. It's just at a certain time, it's like it feels like a compromise. Like I get it for first-person shooters, but then there's like everything else that isn't. Because I don't know if the big thing with like games like COD at this point are just all the multiplayer. Which if you're taking this on the go, you don't have internet anyway.
Right.
So you're not even playing those games at this point on this thing. You're playing like action adventure games. You're playing platformers and indies. You're not using a trackpad for those regardless for most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you're playing something like Super Hot, maybe, yeah, sure. But like if I'm playing Shovel Knight, I don't need a trackpad. If I'm playing, I don't know, Super Amazing Wagon Adventure, I'm not using the trackpad.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was maybe like just having like a swappable controller option would have worked better, like the Switch.
Well, I know like
Yeah,
it
I
has
guess
like
just having them built in. Yes, have to give the options that they think people want.
Again, like positives though, it's like you can hook this thing up to like any monitor and use it. So
Right.
like if you don't have like a good PC, but you have like a good monitor and you want to hook this up to that, you'll get a good performance out of it. And considering that this is like a mid-range gaming thing, it'll be able to run a lot of different things that normally, like if you have a lower end laptop or something, you wouldn't. So a good thing with this really is the library, because it's the Steam library. There are fucking thousands of games on Steam.
True.
Like
Also,
you can,
Also, RetroArch is also on Steam. I heard so.
yeah,
So
like
you can
it's
just run like anything on RetroArch can run on this thing, and you can also install your own operating systems too. So
yeah, like you can straight up just go into Linux and Windows on this
Yeah.
thing. So you can also like load this thing up with emulators.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Yeah.
that's the big thing. Like the game, this thing has a library built in basically.
Right.
So
Especially
like
like
it's
buy humble bundles or whatnot. Just have a shit ton
yeah.
of stuff already.
Yeah, so like it has the games and everything it needs. Like objectively, at that point, this probably has like the best selection of games on any console because of
Yeah.
Steam. Everything's on Steam,
Yeah.
so yeah, this probably has like objectively one of the best video game libraries ever, just because it's a Steam library.
Mm.
And like
yeah,
it,
like things are just always cheaper on Steam too. Anyway, like you can
yeah,
just get
and sales and stuff.
really good cheap deals on pretty much anything on there.
So like
Outside,
this thing,
brand new stuff for 60 or whatnot.
yeah, I can definitely see merit in this if you're like, oh, if you already have like a big Steam library or want to try stuff on Steam without having to commit to making a desktop computer, then yeah, I can see the merit there and hook it up to like, if you just hook this thing up to like your TV or something and then use like your keyboard or mouse to hook up to there, because you can also do that. Like you can hook up your keyboard and mouse to this thing too and use that. So you can use this as like a middleman if you really wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So like there's definitely merits to this thing.
Yeah.
It's not a bad idea, it's just I'm personally in the club that like if I really wanted to commit to playing all these games and stuff on Steam all the time, I would just build a PC.
That's true.
Like,
Yeah,
I think that's
I'm
the
like,
make or break.
I'm intrigued, but I'm more cautious about it. I'll have to like wait and see when it comes out, like if people enjoy it.
Yeah, because if I'm already paying like $500 for some or more for this thing at that point, I'm spending so much money regardless. I might as well just go the extra mile and build a PC.
That's true. Yeah.
Unless you really want the portable aspect.
Yeah.
I just worry about at the size it's at. I just don't know that it feels like I have.
That's
You're
true.
familiar with like the Split Pad Pro from Hori for the Switch? Those really big um, Joy-Cons for the Switch that like have the full thumbsticks and are just big. I have a pair of those, which they're really nice, but when you attach them, it doesn't really feel like a portable console anymore. It's like I'm fine with using. If I'm in my house, I'll use them, but they just feel awkward taking on the go because it's just so bulky at that point. And this is going to be around that size.
Yeah, that's true.
I
Yeah,
mean,
it
personally,
does
for
look
me,
pretty massive. Whereas like the Switch, it's like very nice and compact, and you can even detach the Joy Cons, and like then it's really just this tiny ass rectangle. So yeah, I don't know. Yeah, like I said, I'm intrigued by the idea. I just want to wait and see if it comes out, like, and see what people are saying about it. To see
Chris,
if
you've been
it's
silent about this. I'm sure you got thoughts about this thing.
I'm gonna be one of those people that's gonna say I'm not buying one, considering everything that this can do. I have on my computer already. There's no
Okay.
need for me to buy it, other than the sole reason why I would buy one is it's portable. I can play a computer game at my work, but I don't go to work to play computer games. I don't go to restaurants or anywhere to play a fucking computer game. If I'm going out of my house, I'm leaving all that stuff behind. I'm not going to take it on the go. And the thing that really bothers me about its design is the fact you have 4 buttons on the back of the fucking controller that you don't know what they are unless you look at them.
Oh, there's buttons
Oh,
on
yeah,
the back of this
map 'em,
thing?
yeah.
Oh yeah,
Map 'em.
there's 4 Z buttons
Yeah.
on the back of it. 1 for the left, 2 for the left, 2 for the right. And I'm assuming based on how you're supposed to hold it, that's where at the very least your pinky and ring finger would be holding it. Because I'd imagine
so
you'd
you're
have
gonna-
your middle
Those
finger
are
and,
macro buttons. You can
and-
map them to whatever you want to be, or you don't have to use them at all.
at the same
They're
time,
just
like
there for convenience.
if you look at a well-designed controller, or even console, you shouldn't need buttons on the back of it. That's
Right.
kind of my whole
It's-
gripe with it. Also,
It's like if you look at the Pro controllers that Xbox made, they also have like it's the just you map them whatever you want, or you don't have to use them at all. Like it's just for like some pro players like the flexibility.
I can see that for like customization. I just also feel like if you do have it mapped to something, I can see that getting clicked accidentally all the time.
I think it's all. Some of them you can also like make it as like combos. So like instead of if you have to somewhere you have to like do a direction pad and a button, you can map those so it does the combo automatically. So instead of pressing 2 buttons, you can press the one on the back.
Huh.
The thing that really bothers me though is it's supposed to be portable, but then you get a deck to connect to an external display. Like,
Yeah,
that,
it's like
that defeats
not
the purpose
For
of,
$400,
making
though,
it.
I don't think you can buy. I don't think you can build a gaming PC that could be as powerful as this for $400 though.
True, I don't think you could, but that's also why I said I probably wouldn't want to get the base model because of the storage space. I'd rather probably go for one of the higher end ones, and if I'm already going that far, then I might as well.
I can
just
safely
build a
say
PC.
for $400, I managed to get a PlayStation 5, and on top of that, in between the middle version, which is 256 gigs with an SSD in it, I was able to buy a computer for that price at Best Buy that has an SSD in it and 1 terabyte of storage space. That, like, yeah, it's cool. I can take it on the go, but that's its sole point of basically existence right now to me, is you can take computer games on the go. And it's like William said, it defeats the purpose then of playing a multiplayer game if you're out and about.
That's true, yeah.
And to go in person, like even with the Switch and portability, I'm not really taking my Switch out of the house that much either.
Yeah.
Most of the time, I'm
Yeah,
using
me
the
neither.
portability aspect for it to just like play a game quick for like 20 minutes while I'm at my desk in between doing something.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's just nice to not have to like go over to the TV setup. I can just bring it in front of my laptop.
Like I also have my desk set up so like I can see my TV from my desk, so I could still play games on it if I wanted to. It's just sometimes it's just like I might just want to play something small for a little bit and not have to turn the TV on for all that.
yeah.
Like if I'm playing like Hades, so I could do a quick run in there, I can just grab it quick, do it at my desk, and put it back.
Yeah. And it's like, yeah, with the Steam Deck you can do that, but at that point you could also just boot up your computer and just do it on there.
Yeah, because especially at my point, I'm at my desk most of the time when I'm home, which means I'm right in front of my laptop most of the time. So I might as well just be on my laptop.
Yeah. So
I can-
yeah.
I say, in my opinion, I don't mind like I'm in the same situation like at my desk. But sometimes I want to move off of my desk, like hang on a couch or on my bed and still be playing or whatever. So I think that's just to like change up the scene or something, like, or just go on my porch or whatever. Like kind of like have the flexibility to move around wherever I want to be is nice.
Yeah. And I did say earlier, like, you can use this thing as like a middleman if you don't have like a good PC to run this stuff anyway and don't want to have to spend the money to build one. You could use this like a middleman, just like hook it up to a monitor and you're good to go. Because then you get like most of Steam right in your hands. Well, not really in your hands at that point, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
It's just at the same time, it's also like some of that stuff. Again, you just PS5, Xbox Series X. I can definitely see that there will be a decent audience for this thing. I just don't think any of us are that audience.
And also, it's really hard to get to. Like the pre-orders are like going off into the end of 2022 at this point.
Yeah.
If you want one, you're gonna have to wait a while if you haven't already pre-ordered.
Apparently, like Gabe said that, oh yeah, our pre-order is gonna go so smooth. It won't be like any of the other guys, and then it immediately goes to hell.
It crashed.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
good job, Gaben. You
Thank
did it
you.
again.
Oh, Gabriel.
It's all he counted for the first 2 minutes. He didn't account for the third minute.
Yeah. It's
You
almost
you
like
get
you
it?
can't count to 3. Tragedy. So
That's
yeah.
why
Tragedy
he
is a
hasn't
good
come back
song
to
by the
E3.
Bee Gees.
Yep.
So is that all we have to say about Steam Deck?
I mean, yeah, I guess that's it for me.
Yeah, I feel bad for that guy that wasted his Q&A question on the Steam Deck.
Even after I
Yeah.
already put in the picture, we're talking about the Steam Deck. Don't ask about the Steam Deck. We're going to cover it in the Steam Deck section.
Well,
Yeah, we actually did
warned
address
them.
this question about, do you think the Steam Deck could compete with the Switch? Different audience.
Yeah, different audience.
Yeah.
The
Is
people who
Steam
own a
Deck
Switch are the big
killer?
Nintendo fan. you're not gonna get like Switch. I mean, okay, people are gonna argue emulators, but I don't know how well the Switch emulators are right now, and I don't know how well they'll be able to simulate motion controls for games that need them.
Yeah.
I feel like outside of certain, like if you want to do like the tournaments and whatnot, emulating the Switch is a little legally risky.
Yeah, that too.
Ethically risky as well. Is the fact that it's still readily available.
Yeah. It's like you're not gonna get Mario Odyssey on Steam, obviously. So like that's I could see people getting both anyway. I think people underestimate just how many people do actually own multiple consoles, so they can play everything.
Yeah.
For example, James has all three right now.
Yep. I only really got the Xbox to play Banjo-Kazooie and other rare games and Halo.
Good choice.
Yeah, everything
I
else
still
I
have yet
can
to
play on
set
the
up my
PS5.
Xbox.
Yeah.
One of these
I
days
mean,
I'm
Rare
gonna do
Replay
it.
is a crazy deal. I got
Yeah, it was like
Rare
15
Replay is
bucks, and
incredible.
you just get fucking everything good.
Yeah.
And like even
Mhm.
then with the Xbox Series X, there's like backwards compatibility for like almost the entire Xbox library from the beginning of time.
Yeah, and like Game Pass is insane. Like the amount of games on
Yes,
offer.
and everything
there.
that's on Game Pass is
Incredible.
free.
Yeah.
Something cool that I did a couple weeks ago. I hooked up doing a Star Wars Battlefront 2, the original one from 2005, a LAN party, and I was able to hook up my One X, couple 360s, and the original Xbox all together to connect to the same LAN for a local multiplayer. It's really cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's really
And like
impressive.
with like that backwards compatibility, it's like they even makes older games run better in certain cases.
Oh yeah,
Like it helps.
I was trying out like Lego Star Wars 2 for nostalgia's sake, and it's like the loading times on there compared to like when I played the complete saga on Wii is insane. It like literally just takes a second and you're in the game.
Like people tested me like Sonic Unleashed on Xbox Series X. There were some portions of the game that had slowdown just because of how much was going on at any given moment. Like the Atabat section is infamous because there's so much plants and everything in it that it causes the game to chug when you're in that section. It
Mhm.
runs seamlessly on Xbox Series X.
Yeah, it's like incredible. And I heard PS5 loading times are a lot better for like PS4 games.
Yeah, you saw that in practice when we played Persona 5 the one day.
That's true. Yeah.
I was just like,
Yeah, I
"Here,
haven't-
let me switch from Mass Effect to Persona 5 at the click of a button," and James was just like, "I'm buying one."
Yeah.
Wasn't
I
that like
haven't-
also a big thing when Miles Morales was coming out, where like we saw like the load was like seamless from inside of a mission mode going back to the hub world?
Yeah. Crazy. Yeah, I think it was like that when I played it on PS4 for like some of the missions, but there's still like load times at other parts, and I'm assuming like the PS5 version really cuts those down.
Yeah, there's like almost no load times from what I heard.
Yeah. I really need to try it. I haven't really used my PS5 that much because I've been playing stuff on Xbox since that's all like new to me. Whereas the PS5 is really just upgraded PS4 stuff at this point. There's not a lot out on it
Yeah,
yet. But
because you haven't really experienced anything Xbox before, so you have like that entire library now to explore.
yeah, exactly.
And
Yeah,
like
the
not
speed
for
difference-
nothing. There you go.
The speed difference between SSD and hard drive is just crazy. Like,
Yeah.
you don't really
Yeah.
make that much of a difference. But like, from a computer standpoint, I have an external hard drive and a NVMe SSD, and the SSD is 20 times faster than the hard drive. For reading
Yeah.
and write.
Nice.
And, like the Xbox Redemption arc from the past decade was just insane because they started out like as the villains with Don Matrix and E3 2013, and now they're just like, yeah, no, they've redeemed themselves. Like we
Yeah.
brought
They
this
still
up
have very
during
good
E3.
exclusives though, outside of Rare Replay.
I mean, if you like Halo,
Halo, Master Chief Collection and Rare Replay, which are games that were already playable. Those
People-
are great, but they don't have
people
anything
like
new stuff.
I mean, they have Psychonauts too.
Yeah,
people
that's also
like the
something that hasn't come out.
People like the
They're
first
not
3
making
Gears
any
of
new
War.
stuff that's good. Problem.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, Okay, well, there's also a matter of like a lot of stuff is also still available on PC. Like I was gonna say Battletoads, but that's also on Steam.
So they
Yeah.
haven't made any really good new exclusives in like a decade.
Yeah,
Let's
they
see
don't
how
have
Halo
that
Infinite
many.
comes out.
They only really have that many of their own franchises right now that are still active. I don't think they're gonna bring back Blinks the Cat anytime soon.
Yeah.
Well, they gotta
I-
figure out
Most
something. I
likely
guess now
not.
they have Fallout and whatnot from.
Yeah, they own Bethesda now, so that's
Yeah.
probably gonna help.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think we're really kind of done talking about the Steam Deck at this point. You guys want to
Yeah.
talk about Nickelodeon Smash Brothers?
Heck yes. This is a thing that people are unironically excited for, which is crazy.
I am.
Yeah.
It's being developed by the Slap City guys, and that was a Smash clone from like 2 years ago that was making rounds, and people genuinely really liked it. I know
Mhm.
Alpha Rad did a couple of videos on it. Donkey did a video on it.
Yeah.
It has fish in it.
Yeah.
There's the same team who did the team that did the It'll Do games, which are like Zelda-like games, if you know them. I think it was like
Yeah.
a fairly big deal when the second game was coming out on Switch. That one got
Mhm.
advertised a couple times heavily. So like, yeah, these are like actual known indie devs at this point.
Yeah. So
And the
yeah, the
fact-
fact that they're doing this and it's like it actually looks good from the footage is like insane.
They're actually trying, and they have said that like Nickelodeon's like, yeah, if you guys can make it so this shows up at Evo, go for it.
Yeah,
they're
sure,
very
whatever.
open to that. Like,
Just
yeah,
go
yeah, put
for it.
rollback
Fuck
netcode
it.
in, whatever. Because I'm sure Nickelodeon probably doesn't care about the technical aspects too deeply. They're just like,
Yeah.
make a game that's fun for kids. And like,
Yeah.
okay,
They just want a game.
Just-
It doesn't matter if it's good or bad. So why not make it good?
they're just going the extra mile. Like, yeah, you know what? These are like characters that people love today and loved back then. If they can have like a good crossover game that people generally like with a lot of nostalgia in there, might as well go all out.
Yeah.
It's because like I'm sure there are people that as many people that like SpongeBob and Rocko's Modern Life and stuff that are also fans of Smash Brothers.
Mhm.
Yep.
I think the reveal trailer was very interesting in the ordering and
Didn't it show like Sandy before SpongeBob and Patrick?
yes,
Yeah.
interesting the ordering and selections
The
with just
fir-
like every
that was weird.
it was more off the rails than it was what you would expect. I mean,
The first character they announced was Michelangelo from Ninja Turtles. Like, if they're gonna announce a Ninja Turtle, you'd think they would announce Leo first, but no, they announced Mikey. At which point that kind of says, okay, well, obviously Leo's gonna be in this. And
Yeah.
if they already have two of them, they're probably also gonna have Raph and Donnie in there, which you would expect. If you're only gonna pick two turtles, you'd pick Leo and Raph because they're the ones you would expect to see it in a fighting game.
Mm-hmm.
But like the fact that Michelangelo's there, you know they're gonna have the other two in there somewhere. They announced
Sorry.
Helga, but not Arnold or Gerald. Which, if you're announcing Helga, of course Arnold and Gerald are gonna be in there.
Yeah. Like Powdered Toast Man is in there.
Yeah, and
But
they didn't
not-
show Ren
What
Snippy
is he
anywhere.
from? I don't know.
Ren Snippy,
Okay.
Ren
and those two
what
are
are
on the
they
cover.
then?
Ren and
I don't
Stimpy apparently have this. Their silhouettes are on the cover.
Yeah, and then
Okay.
Aang and Korra, I believe, have silhouettes on the cover.
People
It's
say
It's
they
like
can
if
see
you didn't
Cat
include
Dog.
Avatar in this, then that would be ridiculous.
Oh yeah,
It's
because it's like
so prime.
Nickelodeon's big free franchises right now: SpongeBob, Loud House, and Avatar. Basically,
Yeah,
those are like the three most popular ones.
yeah. It's
'Cause-
crazy with Avatar, the fact that it's still so popular to this day, despite ending like 15 years ago. It's like insane. It's so impressive. But yeah, it's still just as big. It's like
Well,
everyone. talks about
Well, that's
just-
because all of us, when we watched when we were kids, still we loved it, and we just kept loving it as we grew older,
yeah.
and that reputation built up over time.
It's like once we became adults, we watched it again and we're like, hey, wait, this is way better than we thought. Like, oh my god.
It built up that reputation over the decade that it ran, and it spread farther and farther every time.
Yeah.
That's because it's one of the biggest, one of the best pieces of media in
It's a-
general.
Yeah,
Just
it's
yeah,
one,
straight up.
it's a good example of something that like it made acceptable for kids, but made for basically everyone, literally.
Yeah.
because I think everyone could enjoy it.
Yeah.
Plus, also those characters just make sense to have in a fighting game.
Yep. Can we talk about Nigel Thornberry being confirmed? Like, that seems too good to be true.
Yeah.
Like, that's the kind of meme pick that people would be tweeting. Like, they better have Nigel Thornberry, but no, they just straight up confirmed him right away.
And they did say that there apparently have been talks for post-launch update or for like post-content,
That's amazing.
like post-game
Jimbo.
support. Yeah,
You
which
know,
means Q
Jimbo.
Neutron is possible.
Yeah. I was surprised that they haven't done any Jimmy Neutron stuff.
I'm surprised they haven't done any Fairy Odd Parents stuff yet.
Yeah, Fairly Odd Parents actually.
Especially considering Danny Phantom is there.
Yeah, Danny Phantom was confirmed, but not anyone from Fairly Odd Parents, which is surprising.
It
Like,
might just be moveset type stuff, figuring that out.
Yeah.
Well, you have he can summon Cosmo Wanda to do the moves,
Yeah.
like how
Yeah.
Pac-Man summons the ghosts and stuff in his attacks.
I think everyone wants Jorgen von Strangle in, which would be great.
There are
that'd be-
like so many references picked out in different characters' movesets. Like,
Yeah, the one everyone likes to point to is Patrick's like down air or something is the ice cream cone from the Olympics.
Yeah, like who would even think of that other than like the biggest, like most diehard fans? And that's what's so cool about this.
and in his intro, apparently he slams down the phone that, no, this is Patrick.
Oh my god.
Nice.
Dude, if there were like final smashes in this game, Patrick's should just be The Rock. He just grabs his house and slams people with it.
Yeah. I'm gonna be honest. The day this was like revealed and like everyone, I was so amazed that like everyone was tweeting about it. Like literally every tweet in my feed was about this game and just like making
Yeah.
memes of it and saying which characters they wanted. It was like the happiest I've ever seen Twitter in my life.
I made a shit post of Mort on David Hasselhoff, and that is one of my most popular tweets of all time.
Yeah. Add the
Hey,
penguins of
can we get the
Madagascar.
DreamWorks characters in this game? From all
Yeah,
the,
Yeah, I
They
don't know what
haven't
the rules
confirmed
are.
any. I don't know if they're allowed, if they have the rights to use them or not.
Because I don't
but-
know what the
penguins, they
rights
can
are
stop
right now.
racism. That'll be their final smash.
Yes,
Like, if it-
they will stop racism.
Like if it needs to be something that Nickelodeon specifically made and owns, or if it's just anything that's running on Nickelodeon right now, they can technically put in. Because if it's the latter, that means they can technically put the Power Rangers in this game,
Ooh, nice.
which would mean that would be the closest we'd ever get to Super Sentai versus Godzilla.
Yeah,
I mean, I
gotta
think
put in Otis
it
from
makes-
back in the
yeah,
barnyard.
I feel like they should.
Well, they own
probably
Barnyard.
focus on
Yeah.
their own legacy beforehand.
Yeah, you'd think so. Like,
Yeah,
and they have gone pretty deep already. Because like, I would not have expected Real Monsters to get referenced already at this point.
yeah,
Like, you know, they gotta do something from Rocco. They gotta put Heifer and Rocco in there. I don't think they
Yeah.
could put Filbert in there because every time he throws a punch, you have to wash his hands. But you know,
yeah.
And the only other character I know is a silhouette is Cat Dog.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that makes sense. Gotta add the cat scratch characters.
you gotta add Winslow from Cat Dog in there.
Yeah. And then they probably won't do live action, but Gibby though.
See, I feel
Yeah.
like what would be cool for live action would be if they reference the game shows. Like
Yeah,
a stage where they're like, get a Double Dare stage, get a Legend of the Hidden Temple stage, have Olmec be the announcer. If you want to do like team colors, like in Smash Bros, like red team, blue team, and stuff like that, have those be like the green tigers, I mean, the green
Yeah.
monkeys, the red tigers, the silver snakes, the blue barracudas. Have those be like the color names.
yeah.
Have
Another announcer they could do is the realistic fish head.
like
Yeah.
okay, that's probably the most obvious
Yeah,
one
that's probably-
actually.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if live action
Um,
would be because then you also are getting into likenesses of actors, which that's a
Yeah.
whole other thing.
Yeah.
They could
Well, like,
definitely put
they
a
could-
fight on. Make the Nickelodeon blimp a stage.
Oh, that'd be cool. Have
Do
like the
like
kids,
the Kids Choice
yeah,
Awards.
the Kids'
as
Choice
a
Award
stage.
stage, and like slime can get dunked down as an obstacle.
Yeah. This would be incredible.
You could do like Carly's Loft as a stage, if anything, and like have
Yeah.
like a red area effect thing, and you just see a person slam down on the ground as an obstacle, and they shout "Gibby!"
Random
as long as they
dancing.
don't-
It's like you gotta taunt whenever random dancing is happening.
There could be a courtroom stage from the Amanda Show where every so often the dancing lobsters will appear.
Yes. Amazing.
So quick, did you ever Did any of you ever see the Gibby custom stage on Smash Bros? It's pretty much this Gibby.
Oh,
crawling in the
yeah.
background
Yeah, I
of the
remember
music.
that.
That was really good.
Beautiful.
Apparently, the stunt actor broke his ribs doing that.
Oof.
I didn't realize
Oh,
that
damn.
was actually the person falling. I thought they put like a prop in.
Yeah, you think it needed to be a prop, or like they just have like a really, really soft floor.
Yeah.
I guess, I mean, they did have a soft floor, but it wasn't soft enough.
Damn.
Either that, or he just fell from way too high.
He probably
Yeah.
did. That just seems like a bad idea to not
Yeah.
like fake.
It does.
It's funny. It's good.
That's when you use a dummy.
Yeah.
Yep.
But what other franchises should they reference that we don't know about yet? Like, should be in the game? Because I'd say Rocco should be in there, because that was pretty big. I don't think they can do Doug legally, because Disney just outright owns that now.
Let's just skip Fanboy and Chung Chung.
All right. What if we got the
and go straight to
nostalgia
Boog.
critic though? Nostalgia
Mr.
critic and,
Meaty.
Nickelodeon All Stars.
We
It
gotta
is-
have Mr.
The fact
Meaty.
that Doug is the Sora of Nick All-Star Brawl,
Yeah.
because he's owned by Disney and they can't use him.
You gotta fight on the flying McSpankies.
Yes. Big McThankies from McSpankies.
Yeah, you gotta get a Jimmy Neutron in there. You gotta get a Fairly Odd Parents character.
Yeah. We gotta add Dinkelberg.
Yeah.
Crash Nebula and the Crimson Chin would be cool.
Yeah.
The Crimson
Yo, I want the
Here
80s
comes
Crimson
the
Chin that got
Crimson Chin.
canceled.
He can.
Yeah. And I got canceled.
I got Shield canceled.
Yes. Yeah. I feel like we could just go on and on about like the different characters that could
Melt
be
the
added.
man with the power to melt.
Melt.
This is just such a
Stinky
fun
Diver,
idea.
whose moveset is as bad as he smells.
Yeah.
Nogman.
Yeah, and
Nogman.
the crazy thing, I don't see anything holding Hugh Neutron back.
Yeah. You could definitely
Again,
be
if
in.
there's post-launch support for this thing and they see the demand, they could do it.
Yeah.
I think it'd be a
Well,
matter of
Jimbo, looks like you're going to the Shadow Realm.
Carl. Ah.
The final smash is
Croissant.
Llama-palooza.
Yeah.
Llamas storm the stage.
Yeah.
It's like when this game got announced, it's like, okay, yeah, a Nickelodeon Smash Bros. Clone. People are gonna meme that no matter what. But then as we watched the trailer and found out more about it, we found out, oh wait, these are like actually good developers. Wait, they're putting rollback netcode in? What? And we're like, wait, this game might actually be like legitimately good. Because I don't know if you guys remember, but back in like 2010, back in like 2011, 2012 on the 3DS, and then eventually on the Wii, there was Punch Time Explosion, which was the Cartoon Network Smash clone. And I heard that game was pretty bad because it was exactly what you'd expect, just a really bad Smash clone by people who don't really know how to make good games and just didn't put the effort in. They didn't have any real references in the move sets. They were just generic moves like, yeah, just have Billy throw a kick or something.
No.
I mean, the best part of that game is like in the very end in the story mode, they say like, oh no, we're losing to like the evil remote thing. Like we came so far, we had the heart, we fought with fire, we had the speed of wind, but it didn't work. And then as they say, it's just all the elements from Captain Planet, and then he shows up and he's the final character you unlock.
Oh my god. Incredible.
They just recite the Captain Planet monologue, and then you get to play as him for the final boss.
Beautiful.
That's the best part of the game.
Nice.
Who need? Wow, that had actual setup. Unlike Sonic, just crashes into Taboo.
Yeah,
That's true.
well, that was because they didn't have time.
Yep. Anyway, though, any other things to say about the Nickelodeon Smash?
I hope they add in J10.
Oh,
I
you
hope
mean-
it does. I hope
Yeah.
it does have a story mode because that'd be cool to see all the characters interacting.
That would. I hope we can drop kick Angelica. That'd be nice.
It's weird that the only Rugrats character is Reptar so far, because like
Yeah.
I mean, people say you don't want to have them be a baby, but at the same time, they've done mobile games where you literally can fight Tommy as an adult character.
Yeah. Why not?
So I'm
Do
sure
it.
that they can still do it,
Yeah.
or at least use like all grown up Tommy.
Yeah.
Because at the same time, it's like, yeah, you can't fight a baby, but they're still fighting kids. The Loud House character's still there. Timmy Turner's still there. Well, we don't know yet, but like Danny Phantom's a teenager. You're still fighting
Timmy Turner.
kids. Timmy
Timmy
Turner, I
Turner.
will must down smash you for not following the rules.
Yeah.
Oh,
What you get for not
rules.
following the rules, Timmy?
About every new Loud House character addition.
Yeah, Loud House is gonna be the Fire Emblem. Even though, I mean, it's more like Pokemon because it's popular and I don't know. SpongeBob is Mario. Loud House is like Pokemon, I guess.
No,
what
I would say Avatar should be Pokemon and Loud House is Fire Emblem.
Okay, yeah, that makes more
I
sense.
still think, I think that Squidward, Mr. Krabs, and Plankton should all be base roster characters.
Yeah,
because I'm sure
makes
they'll
sense.
have those there. 'Cause,
yeah.
like,
See, SpongeBob, like Mario, I think deserves a bunch of characters because it's so huge, especially compared to every other franchise, and has so
Yeah.
many characters. And
SpongeBob
is the same.
Mario. Because you have to have SpongeBob, Patrick, and Sandy at base level, but like at that point, it'd be stupid not to have Squidward because he's still the main cast. And if we're
Yeah.
gonna go that far,
And then like
Mr.
Mr.
Krabs is
Krabs
always
and Plankton
involved.
are also really
You
important.
need Plankton
so
because
it's
you
like,
need a villain.
yeah, it's like
And
you might
then-
as well.
And if you want to keep going further, like you can put in Gary if you really want. You can find a moveset for him.
Put in Larry the Lobster.
Yeah, Larry be like then
Sure.
Pearl, Mrs. Puff.
Put in Fred
how to
when he hurts
start
his
every
leg.
how to start every combo video with Larry. Observe.
I'm
Yeah.
just saying, honestly, if you get hit by like a super strong attack and get KO'd, there should be a chance that the "my leg" sound effect will play. Like as
Yeah.
whoever, like you just punch Danny Phantom really hard, just my leg.
My leg. My
Is
leg.
Dora too much for kids to add?
Apparently, people said that on the box art. It did mention Nick Jr.
Oh,
Hmm.
Hmm.
Oh boy.
So
God,
it's
Plans to
possible.
fight the rescue pet?
I could see like Swiper getting in.
Is Paw
But Steve
Patrol
from
next
Blue's
thing?
Oh my
Is
God.
the
Yo,
fucking
Bob
Paw
the Builder
Patrol
for
dog?
Smash. Let's go.
Look, Blue. This isn't a Blue clue. This is.
Dude, Bob the Builder.
Well, the thing is, though, the original Steve posted on his Instagram. He was doing something with the other two Steves a little bit ago, and it's like,
Those the Me Fighters.
now that we're talking about adding Blue's Clues into the Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl,
He was taking notes for the matchups
Hmm.
the whole time.
Yeah.
I mean, I know that like, in the new Blue's Clues show, like him and the other guys have cameoed all the time.
Yeah.
Also, apparently, like Steve in the new show is like a detective,
Huh.
Yeah.
The
which is like
Detective
perfect. He solved all those mysteries with Blues when he was younger, and now as an adult,
Happened when you go to
he's a
college.
detective.
Quid. Amazing.
He solves all these kitty mysteries, and then he has to solve murder and drug cartel.
He's got a busted drug cartel with Blue's help. Nice. All right.
I
So
saw apparently one of the Ninja Turtles. I think Raphael is in the background of a TMT page. So,
It'd be weird to not have all four.
yeah, it would.
Because I feel like Raph is too popular to not include, especially. Like, if you had to pick two, I would pick Leo and Raph. Donnie's my favorite, but that's also because he's just like purple and he's a smart guy and he has a big stick. But like, if you're only gonna pick two, Leo and Raph, because I think they're the most popular ones.
Screw the turtles. Let's just put the actual artists in the game.
Yo, put Picasso in the game.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Nickelodeon icons.
Put the classy Chupo logo in the game as the final boss.
Put Paul. Hi, I'm Paul.
Watch out for
Put
Shrek.
have Paul's Island be a stage,
Yeah.
and in
And
the
the
background you see the
Frederator.
SpongeBob Island.
The Frederator logo is a stage.
You know that'd be a cool assist trophy. You just hold that up, and then the screws fly out in the arena and just hit everyone.
Yeah.
But I mean, okay, so I was just saying, watch out for Shrek because I was thinking about Shredder in the game, but I realized, Shrek has a higher chance of this than in Smash. By,
Goku has more of a chance of getting this than Smash because Dragon Ball Z Kai era Nickelodeon once.
I thought
Huh.
it was exclusively through Nickelodeon, and then
Originally,
after it
yeah.
ended. Yeah. So he could get into
Yeah.
this.
Well, then they redid Kai again and put it on Toonami with the uncensored dialogue. Because
That's
Kai was
crazy.
originally just supposed to be like Dragon Ball Z have no filler, but Nickelodeon censored it. So then eventually the uncensored versions aired on like Toonami. But
Wow.
even still, Goku has a higher chance of being in Nick Smash Brothers than he does actual Smash Brothers.
All those fights in Mugen that we did of Goku brutally killing SpongeBob are about to become a fucking reality.
Hell yeah. He better be in the DLC.
SpongeBob's final smash would make the most sense for him to be a Goofy Go Bear.
That'd be fun.
The fun alternative would be
Boating school.
He absorbs water like in the theme song and splashes it everywhere, or he just has his machine gun snowball holes.
Yeah.
Like, what would be some of the finishers? Like, okay, Aang Core is pretty obvious. Avatar State.
Yeah.
What would Cat Dog could like stretch really far and just cover the whole stage and then just let go and just slam into everybody?
Otis would go into his perhaps form,
And they have to play the song.
murder everyone.
Well, I
Yeah.
mean, Otis also has like, to be serious, he does have like the superhero form. That could probably be his final thing.
Yes.
Reptar would probably just grow big in the background like Giga Bowser and just blast everyone with atomic breath.
Yes.
Timmy just wishes he won the match.
Yep.
Timmy Turner, you have broken the rules.
Yes,
Danny
that
would
is
be
against
the
rules.
what's the name of the is it just the Fenton Furnace? Is that what it's called?
I think it's literally what it's called, is the Fenton Thermos.
Oh, yeah, he would just use the Fenton Furnace.
Yeah.
Because I feel like the ice powers he gets later on would just be part of his normal moveset.
Pig, of course, cuts us to viewer mail time.
Viewer mail time here. He just
And
does like
everyone
a
dies
skit and
off
just
screen.
yeah, there's just an explosion that happens in the background and everyone just takes damage from it.
Yeah.
It's not even no, they just take damage somehow and just get launched. It's not even explain how.
Somehow they took damage.
I mean, honestly, the Barnard characters could show up because Nickelodeon just outright owns them. Tak and the Power of Juju can be in this.
Yeah.
And frankly, that would start out as a video game, so honestly, it'd
Which
be cool to get
means-
them back.
He could be in Smash.
That is also true. He started as a video game character, so he could also just be in Smash.
Yeah. Heck yeah.
He could be in both.
Yes. Anyway, though, we should probably move on from this conversation because we could be here all day with all these ideas. But you know,
Oh my
what
god, we're
else
still
is-
talking about Smash next. I just realized.
You know what else is like Smash? Smash.
Oh, great! Now you're just gonna talk about cheap imitation.
Yeah. Now we got to talk about the cheap copy of Nick All
I
Stars.
can't believe Nintendo totally ripped off Sandy Cheeks with this character.
I know. So there's a character named Zelda. She has a lot of legends about her, and that's a character of the episode
Why
today.
is Triforce Heroes a legend about her? She's not in the game.
Yeah, she's not even like mentioned. I don't know. Why is Triforce
I've loved
Heroes
playing
canon?
Zelda ever since the NES game, Legend of Zelda. It's my
Yeah.
favorite character to play as, really. Favorite
Yeah, you get to
person.
play as Zelda, and then you get to play
Yeah.
as Metroid.
Yeah, Zelda's my favorite guy who destroys the evil ring.
There are 3 Zeldas in Smash. Which one are you talking about?
The green one.
There are 2 of those.
Oh, okay. Anyway,
Well, they used to be free, but then one of them turned blue.
Yeah,
yeah,
you can still make them green.
yeah. Anyway, so there's a Zelda, and surprisingly, it's a girl. Who knew? So, in general, our thoughts on Zelda.
Sheik is a girl?
Sandy's a girl? So, I never was a huge fan of Zelda, like, in Smash. Like, I don't know, she just, I mean, her magic is kind of cool. I mean, obviously, competitively, Zelda kind of sucks in most games, and you just switch to Sheik, and you never touch Zelda, which kind of defeats the purpose of having a switchable character. But
Supposed to be slow and powerful and fast combo based, but speedy characters in Smash doesn't matter how weak they are; they're always broken.
yeah. But in general, I don't mind Zelda that much. In Smash, like I'll play as her. She's not the most interesting. I like how her attacks are just like her specials are just all the 3 things that you have in Ocarina of Time, like the goddess gifts. Even though they work nothing like they do in that game.
I mean, people say she never uses them, but it is fitting for her.
Yeah, it fits her. It was a good idea for a moveset. And I think the Phantom Slash is just really cool as a reference to Spirit Tracks, since she's like super prominent in that game. So yeah, it's like she's got a neat moveset. I liked both the light arrows and the Triforce of Wisdom as concepts. But in practice, the Triforce of Wisdom is like the most broken Final Smash in the whole game.
Yeah, because you can like
Ultimate
guide people,
Zelda-
suck people in from like near the edge of the stage and just
Yeah.
kill them.
I got into Elite Smash with Zelda by turning Final Smashes on, and then I just played like 2 or 3 matches, and then I got in because I just used the Final Smash and won.
Honestly, Zelda I actually do really like in Ultimate. Even though it's the same moveset as Smash 4, I didn't really click for it in 4, but just something about how they move now in Ultimate I just like. And it's
Yeah,
just because of like the side aerials and stuff. Like her aerials like really strong if you land the sweet spot.
yeah,
It's kind of like Samus, where they have the exact same moveset they always have had, but for some reason in Ultimate it just clicks.
yeah. I didn't like Samus in any previous game until Ultimate, so I don't know why.
I think it's the same thing for Zelda.
Yeah, Zelda is a lot better, I think, now. Phantom was like a terrible move apparently in Smash for
Phantom,
Wii U.
they fixed because you're building a Phantom instead of you have to charge it up for it to appear at all.
Oh yeah,
You can launch it at any time.
yeah. So that's good. Yeah, Zelda does feel better to play. She's still not like a character I pick up all the time because I mean I kind of just like Palutena better in terms of the archetype they both have. But Zelda's still pretty good.
I think she's like a lot faster, maybe, is the thing. But or maybe it's just everyone does better because she's so happy now.
Yeah, I like the Link Between Worlds design for her.
Yeah.
They say it's Link Between Worlds, but I think Sakurai said Link to the Past, and they just translated it differently or something. I don't know. It's the same design.
Yeah, designs are pretty similar regardless.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter. But yeah, it was a good idea because it like the 2D games weren't really represented with any of the fighter designs before, and that's just like a good general design for Zelda because like Zelda Link, he's like the same in every game, same like outfit, but until like Breath of the Wild. But with Zelda, it's just like it's always like a radically different design each time. So it's like this one's a good general one. I kind of got tired of Twilight Princess Zelda, who just looks miserable all the time.
She does not want to be here ever.
She just doesn't want to be here.
I think it is good that they, because originally like Link was just like always mostly a generic one. Like okay, in Brawl he was very clearly going for Twilight Princess, but in Melee it was supposed to be Ocarina Link, but he didn't really look that close to him just because like the upgrade and tech models and everything.
Yeah.
And Smash 4 I think was just a generic Link because he wasn't really Skyward Sword Link either. He was just a generic one.
It was like Twilight Princess, except they just brightened it up.
Yeah, it was like a mix of Twilight Princess and Skyward Sword.
So it was again just more like a generic. Whereas now in Ultimate, every Zelda character is very clearly from a different game.
Yeah,
it is very clearly Breath of the Wild Link. It is very clearly Wind Waker Link. Very clearly Majora's Mask Link. Very clearly Ocarina Sheik, Ocarina Ganon, and then Link to the Past, Link Between Worlds, Zelda.
Yeah, I think it's weird that like now Twilight Princess doesn't have any characters, but like I guess they got 2 games all to themselves.
Yeah, and honestly, did you really want to see Twilight Princess Ganon again?
No one did.
Because I think honestly, now that we have Ocarina Ganon back, I think people prefer that design no matter.
Yeah, I mean that design was always like a lot more iconic. I feel like the Twilight Princess design is good, but
Brawl
like
and Smash 4 are like it made it so whenever I see Twilight Princess Ganon, I always think he's this pathetic old guy.
Yeah, because he was so bad in those games, so it's just like this pathetic old man like shambling towards you. And
I mean, Ganon was still always fun to play. It's just that you're just kind of like ship hosting at that point.
Yeah, exactly.
That's when you want to play Smash, but you don't want to have to think about it.
Yeah, so you just smash attack and hope you don't have to fight.
You just forward tilt and call it a day.
Yeah, basically.
Now, if I were to see Ocarina of Time Ganon running towards me, I'd be scared.
I'd be like, oh no, sword guy. Anyway, though, Zelda. This is not the Ganon.
So cute now. I don't think that was her personality in any of the games aside from Skyward Sword.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Because like, she doesn't have much of a personality in Link to the Past and Link Between Worlds. I don't think. But yeah, she reminds me in Smash. She reminds me a lot of Skyward Sword Zelda, which is probably my favorite one.
When I saw Zelda revealed on the dojo for Smash 4, I was so disappointed that it was just boring Twilight Princess Zelda again, because Skyward Sword was the best Zelda and still is.
The character, not the game.
Yes.
Yes, the best Zelda, the character, not the best Zelda game.
Well, so like, how do you guys feel about Skyward Sword Zelda's design?
I really like her design. Like it's, I don't know. Skyward Sword has a interesting art style when it comes to the characters. Like that, their faces are, I don't know how to put it, like a little off-putting, and you can kind of see that with Zelda's face a little bit. But like in
Maybe
general,
the noses.
Yeah, maybe the noses. In general, though, I think I like Skyward Sword Zelda's design.
I'm uncomfortable with Link Groos's luscious lips.
Yeah, the lips are a little weird.
Put Groose in Smash.
Yeah, honestly though, do it. You won't.
Well, I doubt they will,
Bruce
now
and
because we have
Nickelodeon
one character
All-Star
left.
Brawl.
Yeah,
Yeah, do a Zelda cartoon for Nickelodeon so they can get in.
yeah,
Well,
yeah,
excuse me, princess.
yeah. So in terms of Zelda as a character, like outside of Smash, I mean, yeah, it really just depends on the game, because I don't think there's much to talk about with Link to the Past and Link Between Worlds Zelda. Like they don't really leave much of an impact in either game. Kind of wish Hilda from Link Between Worlds was an Echo Fighter. That would have been nice. But
Or at least
I
a
don't know.
costume.
Yeah, at least the costume. I mean, it just
New
makes
costume
sense.
packs for Smash Brothers. God damn it!
Yeah, I don't know. It was weird. But yeah. Out of all the Zeldas, Skyward Sword one is my favorite, just because she's so sweet, and I love the bond between the two of them. Breath of the Wild Zelda's great. People don't love the British accents. I don't know. I like it. British.
Playing Skyward Sword on Tuesday, innit?
Oh yeah, British. Ocarina of Time Zelda's pretty decent. Like it's just kind of a regular Zelda. She's more interesting when she's Sheik. Twilight Princess Zelda is very boring. I don't know. She's okay. And whatever. And I mean that's all the Zeldas I can really like think about. Most of them are just kind of one-offs from different games.
There's a bunch of Toon Zeldas.
Yeah, but Toon Zelda would have to be their own separate fighter. So we can't talk about Toon Zeldas. So yeah.
But she has the Phantom Slash.
Oh yeah. Okay, Toon Zelda's cute. There you go. I don't like the Wind Waker twist with Tetra, where Tetra is just completely overwritten and then turns into Zelda and has a different personality, and she turns white for some reason. Like they didn't think any of that through. And that's Zelda, I guess. I don't know. Skyward Sword Zelda was the best one. There we go. I don't know. Does anyone else have stuff about Zelda?
You've killed me.
Good.
The most action packed, the one who gets shit done.
Yeah, that's the best Zelda, was CDI Zelda. She saved the King and Link single-handedly. She's epic. Yeah, I don't know. Zelda's just I don't know. It's weird that the whole franchise is named after her, because she's not really the most interesting part of any of the games. But I mean, it's a good enough name for a series. And I don't know.
I mean, we're also at a point now where Metroid 5, there are no more Metroids left in existence.
That's true.
So Samus is part Metroid.
Yeah,
So you're saying that we actually are playing as Metroid.
that is true. We are finally Metroid. But yeah.
Why is Zelda and Twilight Princess a princess and not the queen?
Yeah. Is there any? Yeah, there's no king, right? So I mean, I don't get it.
Because they didn't think that far ahead.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah,
Okay, so anyway, food.
Zelda's good sometimes.
Zelda games have food.
Zelda games have food that you eat, and you eat it, and here's the food generator to. Oh wait, this is the wrong page.
It's honeydew
So-
again, isn't it?
No, I have to. I actually clicked on the wrong one. Blueberries. Okay. Blueberries are good. I like blueberries.
I like blueberries and muffins and stuff, and I like blueberry the cereal.
Yeah, blueberry flavored stuff is like excellent. Like I really like it.
I don't really
Patrick,
had straight up blueberries. I like blueberry waffle and pancakes and muffins, but I don't think I've eaten just straight up blueberry. But
I think
like the
as
taste
a
of it.
berry, I feel it's the worst berry by itself amongst the popular ones. But with other stuff is like combined with other stuff, it's great.
yeah, blueberries
Yeah.
are fine on their own. It's just that most of the time you're gonna eat them in something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I would never just eat like a bowl of just straight up blueberries. Like it's
Yeah.
not like grapes where they can like stand on their own. Or
Unless I
strawberries.
have literally nothing else to eat other than blueberries somehow. But at that point, how did I get in that situation?
Exactly. You have no food at all except blueberries.
How
Incredible.
are you? Why are you like this? Go seek help.
How are you alive?
I'm surprised it's not like a single slice of pizza on a plate in the fridge at that point.
Yeah.
You'll end up like the character in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory turned into a blueberry. What's her name?
Yep.
I don't know, Chris. What's her name?
The DeviantArt logo.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah. The DeviantArt lady. Chris, do you have thoughts on blueberries?
I like them when they. I don't really eat them on their own. I eat them in the parfaits that my produce department makes. They're really good.
Yeah.
I like
it's-
parfaits. Everyone likes parfaits.
Yeah.
It's delicious.
No.
Wow,
Yeah.
I feel like everyone has the same opinions on blueberries.
Wow, amazing. We all agreed.
They're good.
Amazing.
Wow.
There's the consensus on blueberries. They're good, but they're better with other stuff.
Why are we
Cool.
still doing this segment?
Because we need to cover every food in existence, and then one day we'll have them all. And then
We're
Because
gonna
we're
get some
going
stuff
in
that
order.
none of us have had at some point.
Because maybe
Why don't we cover all the foods in order?
if we establish enough of a viewer base, they'll do side bets on whether or not Patrick has tried a food or not.
that's true.
That's gonna be in the Pokemon Nuzlocke where we have those discussions.
Exactly. Anyway, you know what else will be in the Pokemon Nuzlocke? Q&A parts, and now it's time for the
Really?
Q&A part. Wow. So let's see questions on Twitter and
Uh,
I need to
answer.
find it. I need to find the post again.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna answer some of Judy's questions. Thoughts on Owl House season 2 so far?
I thought we did that at the beginning.
Exactly.
Okay, cool.
Favorite amphibia character and thoughts on the show. The show is very slow at the start, and it just it works on a perfect upward trajectory. But it's a slog to get to the good stuff.
Yeah, I wasn't a big fan of season 1 of Amphibia, but it's kind of worth it to get to season 2 because season 2 is actually pretty great.
And best character is Marcy.
Yeah, Marcy's awesome. Epic. She's gonna get herself killed one day though. What else is there? Would you
Okay,
be doing...
I just saw that question, and I'm just gonna say that when I saw TOH again, I fucked up and thought it was my Treehouse of Horror again. I make this mistake every
do the
single
same
time
thing,
that
yeah.
acronym pops up.
Yeah.
I keep every Saturday. I just go on the Twitter and it says TOH spoilers. Like, what? How are there spoilers for Treehouse of Horror? It's July.
It got leaked ahead of time. It just like Spirit Halloween. gets
Halloween
it.
in January.
Halloween in July.
God, I wish.
Yeah. Will I be doing a Disney Animation Studios Dark Age ranking? No. Or a 2010s movies ranking? Yeah, maybe. It's like
Dark
I've
Age
already
might be
already
Dark Age.
talked about all those movies, except for like Winnie the Pooh. So it's like it's really just a matter of seeing how they would rank. But I mean, I don't know. Everyone already knows my opinions on all of them, so I
To
don't know.
clarify, the Dark Age is after Walt died and up until I guess, right before the Renaissance.
Yeah,
Quote unquote died. His frozen head is in the bowels of Disney World.
exactly.
So I guess like from Aristocats on, basically.
Yeah. Okay, but
So
here's a
Ritsuka to Black Cauldron.
yeah.
I think
Here's
people
a
typically exclude Grey Mouse Detective and Oliver and Company from the Dark Age usually.
yeah. But here's a question from David Definitive. What's your least favorite game in your favorite video game franchise? So that's interesting. So for me, my favorite is Zelda, and I don't know if there's a game that I've played that I dislike, because I haven't played Triforce Heroes or Zelda 2 that much. The one I had the least enjoyment with was probably Link to the Past, because it's kind of just your standard Zelda game where it's like it lays the foundation for the franchise, but it doesn't really have anything special going for it compared to the others to this day. Like, because Link Between Worlds is just better in every way, and it just kind of negates that one in my eyes. So I don't know. So it's a good game, but it's probably the weakest out of the ones I've played. Just because I haven't played like the really bad ones. And yes, I do even like Skyward Sword better than Link to the Past. So that's an opinion.
Yeah, that's the spicy opinion.
Yeah.
For me, it'd be Sonic, and of the ones I've played, honestly, I'm gonna say probably a toss-up between. This is a weird combo. Sonic 3D Blast and Forces is probably like the biggest disappointment, just because of everything that game had in its favor before launch, and just squandered all of its opportunities. Whereas 3D Blast plays nothing like how a Sonic game should.
Damn.
Sonic 3D Blast is an isometric platformer, so it's not 2D. It's like you don't get to run really fast because of that camera angle. And to beat every stage, you have to destroy every robot in the area to find the flickies and escort them to the end. Every level is an escort mission. Yeah. The game was only made as a filler game for people who still owned a Genesis in 1996 and wanted to play a Sonic game while they were making the one for the Saturn, which then got canceled. So they ended up porting 3D Blast to the Saturn instead.
Damn.
But yeah, and then with Forces, they had everything in their favor from the ideas and just squandered everything with the writing, and just the level design was just so boring and non-replayable. And the whole point of Sonic games is that you're supposed to replay the levels to get better and better at them.
Wait, why do they keep trying to make the Deadly Six a thing?
That's a good question.
I'm going to tell you right now, in the IDW comics are actually doing a decent job with that by making them actual characters. It's just that in the games they showed up and they had no character.
Damn.
Because all they were is just, you look at them, you know what they're about, and that's it. They're just like the most simplistic cartoon villains. They had no personality to them otherwise. Zavok is the leader. Zaz is crazy. Zamom is hungry. Zor is emo. Xena is girl. Zik
Xehanort
is old guy.
Xehanort. It feels like they're the Sonic's like answer to the Koopalings, kinda. Where it's just kind of like
kinda, I guess.
These villains we can just throw in like a group of villains. Just here you go.
And then
yeah.
they were just like, we need to get all the big Sonic villains for Forces back together, but they're also holograms. Like, we gotta get Chaos in there. We gotta get Metal Sonic. Who else? Shadow. Why? That doesn't make any sense.
I'm
doesn't
here to
matter.
kill Chaos.
Zavok. People don't like Lost World anymore. Shit. Well, we're doing it anyway. And also, Zavok was the only one that actually had a boss fight like that people, other than Metal Sonic. Like, you'd think people would want to fight Shadow and Chaos, but then, no, they're dealt with in cutscenes.
Huh. Well, that's dumb. Anyway, though, everyone else, what's your favorite game or least favorite game?
Here, boring. I'm just gonna put the entire Mario umbrella as a favorite franchise overall.
Okay.
So and then I say Mario Party 8 is a game I do not like. In fact, I very much would say I, in fact, hate that.
Okay.
Ultra Smash.
Yeah. I don't think. Yeah, Patrick hasn't played Ultra Smash though. Like, there's a lot of worse.
There are worse games, but I didn't bother playing.
Mario
Yeah.
for the Virtual Boy.
Yeah,
Like for
coming out
instance-
exclusively for the fucking Virtual
and
Boy.
I mean, I feel like I probably would enjoy playing. I feel like I would have any better time having some semblance of entertainment with Mario Party 8 compared to older Mario games that don't control well, but that's like hard to find in this series.
Yeah, and like if I could like backtrack real quick, people are gonna say, "Wait, you said Forces in 3D Blast over 06 and Shadow?" And like, yeah, because I haven't bothered playing those ones. I don't think
Yeah.
I need to. I don't need to play Secret Rings. I don't need to play Free Riders.
Yeah,
I
and that's
don't
how
need-
I am with like the Zelda
yeah,
games that
It's like
people
I
mostly
know
don't
these
like.
things are bad. I don't need to experience them. So
Yeah,
of the ones that actually play, it's like Forces is most disappointing. 3D Blast is like the antithesis of what Sonic games should be. I don't care about most of the Game Gear games, so I'm not gonna play Blast or this Game Gear version of Spinball or like Labyrinth because I don't care.
yeah. You know what? I forgot though. I did play Zelda 1, and that's probably the worst game. I just forgot that I played it. Didn't get very far, but still, Link to the Past was better. I actually beat Link to the Past. So there, Zelda 1. I changed my answer. Are you happy, everyone?
Hooray! Chris, how about
Hooray.
you?
Yeah.
In terms of favorite game series, I'd have to go with Jak and Daxter, and the worst game in that trilogy is Jak 3 by far. The mission difficulty scaling just fucks you over at every turn, and the fact that they added in an entire thing about driving cars in one section of the game that serves no other purpose than to just drive from one section of the map to the other side of the map when you could just use a transport to get there is stupid. And then, immediately after that, we got Jak X Combat Racing Evolved, which was such a failure.
Well, that's why they introduced the cars, just so they can make a kart racer.
It's not even a kart racer. It's more, I don't even know how I would describe it. It's like Burnout, but shittier, and you have weapons.
Yeah, because they did Crash Team Racing, and that did well. So like, we'll do the same thing with Jak and Daxter, except it didn't work.
And they didn't even make it a kart racer. They just made it, hey, here's some vehicles from the third game. Da-da-da-da-da-da, you have gun.
You have to race because Crew's daughter poisoned everyone.
Yeah, Chris, explain the
that
plot of that
game.
game again.
Yeah,
that is
I
the plot
feel
of
like
the
we've
game.
gone over the plot of that game in a
Crew's
previous
daughter
episode.
Crew dies in the second game, and after the events of the third game, you meet his daughter in the opening cutscene of this game. And she's like, hey, my dad's having a last will reading, and he wants you to come, even though he's dead. And Jack's just like, well, okay, he's dead. What could possibly happen to me? They all drink some wine, and Crew's like, ha, you fools. I've poisoned all of you, and now you have to race in order to get the antidote, which only unlocks if you win the championship. But at that point, it's like, why not just destroy the box it's being held in to get the antidote? Da-da-da-da-da-da.
Gone.
Damn.
So does everyone who loses die?
Yes.
So who dies?
I don't know, because I never got that far in the game. I played it for a little bit. I was like, this is cool. Put it away. In fact, if I actually open my one dresser drawer, I'm fairly certain I still have the game sitting in its case.
Nice.
Epic.
Despite everything, it's still there.
Yep. Anyway, though.
Ben, did you answer
Ben.
yet?
I was gonna make it easy. Smash Bros. I'm gonna go with, and probably I have a lot of nostalgic appreciation for the original one, so I'll probably go with 4, just for the lack of anything unique it has about it. The Ultimate just does better.
Yeah, 4 just felt like a precursor to Ultimate. Like, there's not a whole lot to go back to with that one.
Everything fun is 3DS version.
Yeah. All the best content is in the 3DS version, which is not the version you really want to
And
play.
obviously, like, Brawl's the worst, like, for like gameplay, but the subspace is great.
Yeah, Brawl's just so
There's, like,
fun
combat.
single player wise to unlock everything and do all the challenges.
The coin launcher is a lot of fun for as simple as it is.
Yeah, coin launcher alone is just like you can't rank Brawl at the bottom because of that. Oh man.
Also, they still have. Well, okay, Smash Bros. Did have trophies too, but
Yeah.
Remember stickers?
Oh yeah.
Ye-
That's basically what spirits are. So yay. And in Brawl, they just had stickers in addition to trophies.
Mhm.
We talked a
So-
lot about Smash Bros today, didn't we?
We sure did.
Oh, here's an easy one. Gallagher. What Star Wars movie do you think you could quote the best? Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. Every line in Revenge of the Sith is memorable. Like, oh my god. Some of them for the wrong reasons. Some of them are
Most
actually.
of them for the wrong.
Yeah. But like even then, I don't know. It's just fun to quote Revenge of the Sith.
Army or not, you must realize.
A quick
You
side note: I know we
are-
were talking about beer ice cream earlier. I'm currently looking at a picture of Bud Light Pop Tarts. I'm gonna go ahead and share that.
If I can
That
buy them on
sounds
Amazon, guess who's gonna buy a box?
horrific. That does sound horrific. Okay, while you're sharing that, does anyone else have a question that they see?
I had a good one. Now I lost it. Oh, it was I forget who sent it in, but it was a person that asked if we were gonna do Danganronpa. Yes.
Yeah, we'll get to it.
Yeah, there's a lot of questions that are just like, have you heard of Fang? And that is it.
Wow, I sure have.
It's like,
I like-
have
Oh,
you
here's a good
heard of
one.
Nine in the Woods? Yes, we've heard of Nine in the Woods. Have
Here's
you
a good
heard of the
one.
movie Sorry to Bother You? Yes, we have letterbox accounts. Have
Yes.
you watched or read Beastars? I've watched it. I don't know if they have.
I have not.
I have a quote about Beastars on William's Twitter that was uploaded quite
That's
a while
fun
ago.
Quote.
So
That
I
was a
hope
fun quote.
I hope when he edits it that he puts it in.
I mean, all I'm doing is just slapping a thumbnail on the audio track and uploading it.
Bud Light Pop. Well,
We can sum up what happened real quick. When we were doing the Hunger Games one time, when Haru first won, Chris had to look up the PNG for like, what's Haru from? I said, Beastars.
Oh no, this
okay.
was setting up the quarter quell.
All right. Well,
We were
whatever.
setting up the quarter quell,
whichever one.
and I was getting images for all the characters, and I just casually went, "What the fuck is Haru from?" And William's like, "Oh, Beastars." And I was like, "Okay." Google
Haru,
Beastars.
Beastars.
Haru
No, not
from
fan art!
Beastars. And then the first thing that popped up was fan art, and I just immediately started screaming, "No, not fan art."
No.
yeah, yikes.
We all know what would happen in that case.
Yep. Okay, this Bud Light Pop Tarts looks horrific. It looks like is that the beer on the Pop Tart just dripping on it, or is that part of the
I think
actual
it's
Pop
like-
Tart?
I think that's just frosting.
effects.
Okay.
To make it look
Would
like
you
a
get
beer or
drunk
whatever.
off a Pop Tart?
Heck yeah.
If you like 12 of them, maybe.
Yeah.
Because like, wouldn't heat fuck up alcohol?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. So you'd have to probably have to eat like 2 boxes to get a buzz.
Yeah. That's a lot. Okay, anyway though, back to questions. I like this one from Rila Kuma Abbey. Which console from all the companies do you guys think is the best? So by all, I assume they mean the main 3.
And I guess just on its own merits, like you can't really count like ports of later things or stuff.
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't have enough of an opinion on a lot of them.
Which console? Yeah, I mean it's hard. I can never choose what my favorite Nintendo console is. I mean, I'm very partial to the 3DS, but I don't know if handhelds count.
I think, in terms of original content, the Wii is the best. It also had, it was the first one with the virtual console.
Yeah.
That's true.
That's fair.
Yeah.
The
It
fact
could
that you
even
can
like
also
play GameCube games if you wanted to, but like even its own library was excellent.
I feel like if you're going to talk with Xbox, I think people wouldn't have a problem with say 360 is probably the best one.
Yeah, I definitely say 360. That felt like when Xbox was at the top of their game. and,
Yeah,
like,
because I think they probably did the best that generation, maybe. Okay, well,
Yeah.
the
Actually,
Wii
they
was
sold
best.
the worst at the end of it.
Yeah, okay.
that's
They've been at the
true.
bottom of
I mean,
everything.
that was their
Except they beat
highest.
the
I
GameCube.
forgot for a second that
The
was the
ori-
Wii generation.
That was their highest selling console, I believe, but it also didn't. The PS3 and Wii outsold it though.
Yeah.
Well, then you also got to remember Japan, because Microsoft is
Yeah.
virtually non-existent there.
Yeah. It was a tight race between the 360 and the PS3. I think the PS3 only just beat it at the end of its run.
And that might also partially be maybe because of Blu-ray player, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would love
But
selling
yeah.
ports, yeah.
So I go with Wii and 360 so far. If the Switch had legacy
This
content,
had
it would stand a chance.
the fact that the original PS3 can play in PS2 and PS1 games makes it great as well.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
true.
there's a great
The
library on it.
PS4 lacks backwards compatibility,
Yeah.
but with that said, I don't have a lot of experience with the older PlayStations. PS4 was my first one, and I
Yeah.
just think it has a lot of like really great high quality games on it. A lot of great exclusives as well. It's like if I had more experience with the other generations, I'd probably say one of them, but I'd go with PS4 personally.
Yeah, like I'm
Um,
gonna say, like for the Switch, they came out swinging, but they've been resting on their laurels for a while now.
yeah.
That's holding it back.
2021 seems like a banger year. Not as good as 2017, but it seems like their second best year for the Switch. But yeah,
Well,
they
because of
kind of
Nickelodeon All-Stars.
they didn't do
Wait,
too good
what's
in like
coming out
the other
this
years.
year other than Metroid Dread?
WarioWare, Advance Wars, Mario Party, Pokemon Snap came out, plus Bowser's
Yeah.
Fury.
Yeah.
Skyward Sword HD was surprisingly good. Just shouldn't have been $60.
$50.
Okay.
Incredible.
Yeah, that's pretty solid.
Yeah, pretty solid year. Then they got the Diamond and Pearl remakes. But yeah. Let's see. Chris, did you say what your favorites were?
In terms of any PlayStation that I've ever owned, the one that has always stood out to me in terms of everything that it did and what it could do as just the base console by itself was the PlayStation 2. It is the best-selling console in history. It is also one of the first consoles that I ever owned that had internet connectivity, and as well as a subscription. I don't know if they had a subscription service. They probably did. I never used online connectivity stuff, but it was cool to have that. There was a lot of games way back as early as 2003 that you could play online with other people, which was awesome if you had a PlayStation 2.
It normalized DVDs.
Yes, the PlayStation 2 discs used DVDs, I believe, as well as you could buy DVDs and play DVDs on it.
Yeah, that was the big thing at the beginning, how DVD was new at the time, and with the PlayStation 2, you had that in there. That made them a lot more popular.
You also had Sony came out swinging with, you had Jak and Daxter, you had Ratchet and Clank. The entirety of Grand Theft Auto could be played on a PlayStation 2, at least before they switched over to the HD universe, which only has 2 games, funnily enough.
Cinematic universe. HD.
Oh, could it play like the original top-down ones too?
Yes.
Yeah.
Nice.
PlayStation 1 plays on PlayStation
Any
2.
game that was
Oh,
on the
right,
PlayStation
yeah.
1, you could play on your PlayStation 2. You could also use PlayStation 2 save memory cards to save PlayStation 1 data on your memory card. You also had, if you played any of the SOCOM games, you had a USB headset that came with it that you could talk to the game and tell your teammates what to do, which was a lot. It also had one of the best racing games I've ever played, which is Gran Turismo 4. That will always be hands down one of my favorites and most memorable ones, with all the stuff there's a fucking 1920s Ford Type A that you can drive in the game that you can't in any other game, which is hilarious because it only does like 10 miles an hour.
Of course, shout out to the PlayStation 2 Slim too. That thing's crazy small.
Yes, you have the PlayStation Slim, which is a very compact version. The only difference between the Slim is more powerful than the fat model, which is what I happily call my PlayStation 2 that I have. Also, the Slim had the internet connectivity, the internet adapter built into it.
Yep.
And the only major difference was, instead of plugging the your power cord directly into the PlayStation, you had to plug it into a brick.
Right.
Okay.
Otherwise, everything was the same.
That thing's like smaller than a Switch in its dock.
Yes.
It might even just be smaller than the Switch straight up.
It's stronger
insane.
than the others and is more convenient. So the Slim model is just better in every way.
Right. Which you have like other consoles that made Slims. It's just, it can't even come close to comparing how small it is.
Now, the big issue with the Slim, if you play it for longer than 6 hours, you are going to overheat that poor thing.
Okay, yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
not that the fans that are in it aren't powerful, they just can't cope with the amount of heat if you're playing it for longer than 6 hours. So
But also, they did release like later renditions of it. They may have corrected that if you have the later release.
And
yeah,
like
if
you
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 have
probably
the end of the line slims, then you're good to go for like a good couple of days at most. That's one thing that I miss. I could leave my PlayStation 2 on for a week before I bought a memory card. I can't do that with any console nowadays.
oh yeah, because they automatically will turn off after an hour.
Yeah.
It is neat that you can like exit back to like your home menu and then go right back and your game's still in the same spot though. Like you could do a limited amount of things while your game is paused. Like you just have that freedom too because they have like they can save the state.
Best part about the PS2 was being able to just take the disc out while you're playing the game and then see how far you can get in the game before it inevitably crashes.
Yeah.
I saw a fun question from Noah Conrad. Who's your favorite total drama contestant?
You want me to
I don't
answer
know.
unironically or ironically?
Well, we all know it's Topher.
It is Topher.
Topher. We have a meme with Topher. I don't know why. We just like saying his name like Topher.
Oh, I thought that's how he actually acted until we actually started watching close. Like, oh no, that's just what we do. Okay, got it.
Yeah. I don't know why that started.
Yeah, I just took your
because-
word for it that that's how it was.
I'm pretty sure Patrick and I are the only people who've even seen that season that Topher's in.
It all started because I found the experimental version of the Hunger Games and I was scrolling through it and I was like, who the hell is this? Who's Topher?
Oh yeah, Topher.
Oh, I
then
thought
they
you knew
started
already
taking
at that
him with
point.
us.
Noah is super good, but I mean, come on. Owen has had so much time to be developed as a character.
Yeah, I like Owen and Noah. Duncan was always my favorite as a kid because he's just cool and
I
like
think
he still
Owen's
is
a safe
cool.
answer.
Yeah, I feel like they just overused Duncan. But
I mean,
at the
Chris
same
and
time,
Chef.
it's not his fault. Chris is amazing.
Yes.
Like
I love him as a character. I love Chef just kind of being the foil to Chris at all points. Especially the one scene where from I think it was from the clips that you were showing us the other night where he's just a hologram and Chef doesn't know that and Chef just starts
I was
freaking the
thinking
fuck
about
out.
that.
Yeah.
What? Why am I not a hologram? Grabs parachute and jumps out.
Yeah. Gwen was pretty cool. They derailed her character in like season 5, but nobody needs to watch anything past season 3 anyway, so it's okay.
I think in later seasons they cared too much about the relationship drama.
Yeah. And Heather's great. Like Heather is just so fun as a villain and so well developed in the
My
later
favorite
seasons.
antagonist is Alejandro.
Alejandro's a ton of fun.
Yeah, he's a great villain.
Yeah. I don't know. I can't really pinpoint the one character that I love the most because there's just a ton of fun ones.
I like Lindsay a lot.
Yeah, Lindsay's great.
Izzy's great.
DJ's great.
Izzy
is so much fun.
Yeah, well, all the characters are all very different because they all have like one core personality trait that gets expanded.
Yeah.
Pretty sure that's how characters are made now. In the new characters are made nowadays, though.
The
Mostly, yeah.
Codemeister!
Well, like they made them all
Over.
different enough from each other.
Yeah.
They all have identities.
Mm-hmm.
They're not just like the Deadly Six, what we were talking about earlier, where it's like, hi, I'm crazy, and that's all they are.
Yeah.
Like, the characters in Total Drama, yeah, they have like their big main thing, but they also act like actual people.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I
That's
don't
true.
understand why guys just aren't better than girls, eh?
Oh god, Ezekiel.
was
Good old
actually
Ezekiel.
I found him rather humorous in the first 2 episodes of World Tour.
And then yeah.
It just got overplayed.
And then he became a zombie golem monster.
Oh, he was clearly made in the beginning just to be like the throwaway character that gets voted off immediately.
Yeah.
It's like, if you know that they're going to be voted off within the first couple episodes, you're not going to do too much with them. Like, of course, you're not going to develop Ezekiel or Ava that much because they're made just to get voted off.
Yeah. But then Noah was like the third eliminated in the first season, and he became like a fan favorite, so they actually like developed him more as it went on, which was fun.
I mean,
Noah's great. But yeah,
Katie and
I think
Sadie are
Duncan's my
like
overall
the same
favorite
tier.
still. Like Duncan's just cool.
Yeah, that's fair.
He's fun to watch.
I like
There's
Harold.
there's a question here I
Yeah.
think is more directed to me for once for some reason.
Ooh.
Favorite Tokusatsu series, which I don't know why if you guys would even have an answer to that at all.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah, okay, so it's stuff like Godzilla, Gamera, Ultraman, Power Rangers, Sentai, Kamen Rider.
Can I just say Godzilla because that's the only one I know
That's
besides Power
that's
Rangers.
that's my safe answer because I haven't seen enough of the others. Because Kamen Rider is stupidly hard to get over here because Toei sucks. I do own a couple Ultraman series. I just need to watch more of them. Like Godzilla is just the most easily available and most well known. I mean, I didn't grow up with Power Rangers, so I can't really say that one. And by extension, that means I haven't really seen Sentai much at all either. So yeah, just Big Lizard is the answer. I know, boring, but whatever.
Apology Meat is finally playing RPGs. Asked me personally, Patrick, are you Hootie? Why would you suspect that?
I like what Biffweed asked. Thoughts on The Martian if you've seen it. It's a good movie.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
I like
saw it
Disco.
back when.
It felt like a real story.
Donald Glover was in it.
Matt Damon is quickly becoming Tom Hanks now, in that everywhere he fucking goes, he gets lost.
Yep.
Oh, Cetus asked, do you ever intend on playing the first 3 Persona games? Especially since Persona 2 and its sequel are often hailed as the best. Well, not to imply unoriginality, but they ain't got nothing on Persona 5.
Yes, the only Persona game.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
we've had this
I think
conversation.
we're gonna do 2 eventually. Like
We're gonna
I'm
do
gonna
2
play it
and
on
1
my own, and
eventually.
Chris is gonna play it on his channel probably. 1, I don't know, because nobody seems to care about 1 that much.
I'll play 1 because I like the freaking outfits that they wear because they're so gaudy and 90s. I love it.
Nice. Yeah, I probably won't play 1. So this question's probably interesting. People already know the answer for me, but Alola Supremacy asks, what are your favorite Nintendo games? So I'm curious to see what Chris has to say, since he doesn't play Nintendo games as much.
Brawl.
Yeah, Patrick's is Brawl. Mine is Majora's Mask and Mario Galaxy and Kid Icarus Uprising, Pikmin 3, the whole shebang. Y'all know.
I love playing Three Houses.
Yeah. But Chris, what about you?
Personally, I am a big fan of Animal Crossing.
Yeah.
Out of all the Nintendo games I played, now I haven't played Pikmin 3 enough to like say I like it or not. But eventually I'm gonna get back into playing that and see where it ranks.
Yeah.
I mean, I've played the original Super Mario Bros. That's about it. Outside
Yeah.
of Animal
It's a good
Crossing
game.
and Pikmin.
Yeah.
Favorite game is Tomodachi Life.
That too.
Yeah. You can't go wrong talking about your life. William and Ben, how about y'all?
Picking favorites is hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I would just say Smash as a blanket and then run away.
Yep. That's fair.
The same person who asked us about our favorite consoles asks. Go ahead, Ben.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say Star Fox 64.
Oh,
Hell
nice.
yeah.
Yeah, that's a banger.
I like
Drinking
the
Among
one
Us-
with the gorilla in it.
Donkey Kong.
Ooh, banana.
Drinking Among Us potion isn't a question.
Yeah, that's a demand.
That's a
So I
statement.
found so like even though the boxes of those Among Us figures at Target said they included stamper on it, I didn't know what that actually meant and where that was. And then I discovered earlier today that you can actually unscrew the black base they stand on, and there's a stamper on there that you can just stamp on things.
Yeah.
So you can just take a piece of paper and put a crewmate on it.
That's
Huh.
stupid.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
grade school teachers can buy them and put in Among Us on their kids' tests.
Oh,
they fail.
no. Make it
That's
stop.
That's what I would do.
Yeah.
Among Us!
Yeah.
Have you played? The same person who brought us the question about consoles and favorite console has brought us. Have you played Ace Attorney before? If yes, then how do you feel about it? Oh, yeah, it's all coming
Oh,
together.
we've played Ace Attorney.
Just
Oh,
subscribe to Chris's channel already.
Yeah,
Watch our
subscribe to,
playthrough of Ace
subscribe
Attorney,
subscribe
first
to my
game.
channel, and then you can watch us play for 5 hours Ace Attorney and like
You
the
ever wanted to see
15
Phoenix
episodes.
and Edgeworth tricked into getting married?
Yeah,
Yeah,
do you
watch
want your
it.
fan fiction of your dreams to come true of Phoenix and Edgelord getting married? Then come to Space Chris 7 because we got that.
Oh hell yeah, it's amazing.
Plug
As
the
for me personally,
podcast and Chris's
I played through
channel
the
on
first 2
Brawl.
games. I need to get to the third. So yes, very good.
And have you found any questions that you intrigue you?
We may never know.
Okay.
James, just like do like an end slate thing on your channel from now, where you just say, if you like the video, here's the other, and just plug the podcast, Chris's channel, my channel at the end of every video.
That's true.
It'll work eventually.
Yeah. Julia asks, would you ever give a movie a 0 out of 10? Because James described Mulan 2020 as utterly worthless, but he gave it a 1. Why do horrible films like live action Mulan or Artemis Fowl not get zeros? I don't know. I just don't think any film is like so horrible and worthless to the point where they deserve a 0. It's like people made sets for those movies and costumes, and they put a lot of work into the director and writer's shitty vision, and the actors put effort in. I don't know. I just feel like it's kind of disingenuous. Movies are hard to make, and even if every single aspect of a movie is horrible and you hate it, it's like, I don't know, they worked hard. Like I don't know.
Took is a masterpiece, and there was hardly any effort put into it.
That's true. So I don't know. I don't have it in my heart to give any 0 out of 10s.
Took is a 10 out of 10.
Took is a masterpiece.
And I'm only half joking.
That's true.
To get a 0,
Anyway.
you'd have to take like one of those scenes where the evil businessman is being recorded behind his back, making his evil statement about how he hates everyone, except it's real life, and that's the movie.
Yeah.
That's the 0.
Exactly.
Oh, no.
Dela Cruz, except his real life.
The worst. Man, Jeff Bezos is the worst movie I've ever seen.
Damn. Jeffrey Bezos.
Elon Musk is the worst movie I've ever seen.
Yeah. 0 out of 10. Anyone else have questions?
Oh, Stan asked, what is the best David Bowie album? I don't know, the one where he says it's hip to fuck bees.
I need to listen to them.
I don't understand albums.
But where are the spiders?
There's one song
They're
that's
from
like
Mars.
the poster child for an album, but then are all the other songs unique to said album, or are they like
Yes.
past ones? Or
No, they're all new songs usually. It's just you name the album.
I
after a
personally
certain
like
song
David
sometimes.
Bowie's song called Let's Fuck, which is by his brother David Bees.
Nice.
I
I
mean,
agree.
sometimes you don't. You name the album after none of the songs, even. That
Yeah.
happens too.
That happens a lot with Sabaton
Yeah.
albums.
Because
Yeah.
it's just about the general theme at that point.
Yep.
Like,
I got David Bowie Legacy on my phone. It's probably a greatest hits collection, but fuck it.
probably.
If I had to just randomly choose, I'd say Space Oddity or Ziggy Stardust. Those are up there. Those are the only 2 that I can think of off the top of my head anyway.
Yeah, because Let's Dance, Ziggy Stardust, and Space Odyssey are the ones that most people know about.
We could be heroes.
All right, Heroes, yeah.
Yeah. Good one.
It changes from Shrek 2, except he's not the one singing.
Yeah. Changes. Oh, here's a question. Quagfire asks, almost every social media site has issues, but what social media app/website do you think is the worst from what you've used or heard of it?
I think there actually is a legitimate answer to this one, and it's one that none of us would have used for obvious reasons. But do you remember back in like the beginning of the year when like Donald Trump started his own shitty version of Twitter?
Oh yeah.
Wait, what?
Remember
From
like
the
fucking
desk
like
of Donald
Parlor
J.
or some
Trump,
shit,
I
whatever it
believe.
was
Yeah,
called?
Oh, he didn't create Parlor.
Oh,
It was
well.
like from the desk of Donald J. Trump was the social media site he started.
Oh, so there were okay. So
Oh
there were
my
2
God.
shitty versions to recreate
Yeah.
Twitter for the right wing. Gotcha.
I see.
But yeah,
Yeah.
the answer's probably those.
Yeah,
Like,
but
wasn't the
in terms of like the real ones, because do those even count at this point? Like,
remember Google Plus? I think that's the good answer too.
Google Plus was shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but even then, I don't know if that counts as a real one. Just out of like the major ones.
Well, I think it does because they
It
really
does.
tried making a thing because it
That's
got
true.
integrated into YouTube.
Yeah,
So at one point, all of us actually did have a Google Plus account, whether
Right.
we wanted one or not.
yeah. Out of all the major ones that like I have accounts for personally, though, I mean, Facebook is just so played out and just it has no worth to me anymore.
It's for the old
It
people.
really is just for old people, and like everything it does can be done on other platforms. I don't know.
It's just a
Facebook.
matter of Twitter is a lot faster and more convenient at this point, and there's like people who I never would be able to interact with otherwise. On here
Yeah,
that I wouldn't be able to interact with on Facebook.
yeah. If I want to see what like my friends that I know in real life are up to, I can just see on Instagram. Like, I don't
Well,
know.
I don't take pictures very often, so I barely use Instagram at all. So I still at least check Facebook every now and then, but like it's way more dead. Most of what I would see now is on Twitter.
Yeah, like I literally have not had a reason to open Facebook in the past like 2 years, to be honest.
We use
hard place
Messenger,
to
and that's
mix
about
it.
it, really.
Yeah.
Like whenever I
Um,
need to
Facebook
get in touch with
Messenger.
James at this point, I just message him on Twitter.
yeah. I mean, Twitter has issues, but it's also kind of it's very entertaining.
It's
to
the
just-
most volatile.
Yeah,
the thing.
it's so entertainingly volatile. It's like a just huge dumpster fire you can't look away from.
Everything just explodes on Twitter.
Yeah.
This-
Facebook
I
is
feel
just
like
so tepid and
I feel like-
boring.
Reddit is a bigger war zone than Twitter.
Reddit is insane, but it's really just a matter of like certain subreddits. Like if you just find like the quietest, most peaceful subreddits, then it's a perfectly pleasant time. Twitter, it's just like any crazy shit can be thrown in your face at any second. It's I don't know. It's kind of fun.
I
But
only
also-
have a Reddit account because James told me to make one so I could be a mod on his Reddit.
Yeah,
And then I used it for 2 days and then never again because I didn't care.
yeah. Yeah,
Because-
Reddit's really more what you make of it by like which subreddits you join. But I don't know.
Yeah, I'm very much a matter of at this point in time, I just don't care enough to go somewhere else because most of the stuff I care about, it's gonna show up on Twitter eventually, regardless if it doesn't originate there.
Yeah.
It's like I basically just like it's Twitter and YouTube, and that's mostly it. I'll still check Facebook every now and then, but
Yeah.
yeah.
I will say Instagram is fine for like keeping up with your friends, but like the memes that are posted there are the stalest, most cringeworthy things I've ever seen in
Yeah,
my
because
life.
like you can't post to Instagram on your computer. You have to use your phone. And I'm not making memes on my phone. I'm making them in fucking my desktop.
Yeah, so it's like they steal them from other places and they just post them, and they
I
just
would have to use a middleman or something to get them on there. Like, no,
Yeah.
I'm not doing that.
Okay, but you know what's real cringe? I keep thinking of more things that are cringe. Snapchat though is just so bad. Like the stuff that gets recommended to me on Snapchat is just the most horrific, just terrible shit I've ever seen.
Oh yeah, I used Snapchat for like one summer, and that was it.
Yeah, I don't know. Snapchat's kind of fallen off because everyone kind of does the story thing now, and
Well,
like Twitter did it and failed, but like Instagram kind of successfully incorporated it. So it's like I don't know. What's even the point of Snapchat anymore? It just kind of fell off.
It feels like one of those things that is like it's fun in college, and that's it. Remember Yik Yak? Probably not, but does anyone here remember that?
Nope.
Vaguely.
Yeah, it was like an anonymous thing where you like post things happening around your area, and then
Oh,
then
that
eventually got to the point
thing.
where it stopped being anonymous, which defeated the whole point. So everyone stopped using it, and then the services died.
Nice.
I got a
I mean,
text message from Yik Yak saying somebody posted about me and on it, and that was it.
When?
I don't know. It was like 2016.
Yeah, that was when Yik Yak was a thing. It was like it was cool as an anonymous thing. That was the whole point because you just see like whatever nonsense people were thinking of at the time were just reactions, and it was cool. And then everyone had to get usernames, and that was like, okay, well now I'm gonna know who everyone is. What's the point of that?
Yeah. That's weird. Anyway, though, yeah, every social media platform is kind of shit.
Yeah, we should just not know people.
I miss
Yeah.
Miiverse.
Miiverse was excellent. Miiverse was the perfect social media platform. It was sheer chaos, but it was also wholesome. There was that guy who just posted water.
The
in
water.
every game. Miiverse was perfect. Oh my
You
God.
could get story time about Mario characters morphing into horrifically morphing into furries.
I drew Midna. Good picture. Please draw her giving birth.
Incredible.
There was like, this game is great, but my parents keep fighting.
Yeah. Oh my
I
God.
could get pictures for the tingle bottles.
Yeah,
helped
it
me.
actually helped with the pictograph quest in Wind Waker. The Smash Bros. Stage in Miiverse. Just that's the one thing that Smash for Wii U had over like the other games was
Yeah,
the
the
Miiverse
Miiverse.
stage.
I
And now
remember,
it's
like,
gone, so there's
one-
nothing left.
One of the big first times I played the Miiverse stage, Force Awakens just came out, so every other post on that stage was a spoiler for Star Wars.
Amazing.
It was like, Han Solo dies after you
The
kill
sheer
DK.
fucking chaos was incredible. Anyway, though, so does anyone else have any other questions?
I don't think there's anything really that's sticking out to me at this point.
Okay, I do have one more. Maybe this could be the last one. From Link at Heart. What's a bad episode or plot arc in an otherwise amazing show?
The Great Divide from Avatar.
Yeah, that's stinky.
Clone Wars has a lot of them.
Clone Wars has many.
Droids. Anything focusing on droids.
Yeah, the droid arc.
Spoilers, the droid arc somehow was not the worst thing I've ever witnessed in the show, rewatching
Yeah.
the entire series.
In hindsight, I think the fucking Martez sisters arc was worse. I don't know. The droid arc had some funny moments, but it was mostly bad. The whole Onderon thing where they first introduced Saul Guerrero was extremely boring and terrible. So there's that. I watched She-Ra recently, and the whole arc where Glimmer just decides to be a huge asshole and just not listen to her friends and nearly destroy the fucking world was really annoying. I get why there was pressure on her because she just became queen or whatever, but like it was not handled well and she was very unlikable. And that arc where they were just not friends lasted like all of season 4 and it got old. Any arc where the characters split up. So this says an otherwise amazing show, so that means I can't talk about Steven Universe because that is not an amazing show. So but yeah, I mean, and then Breaking Bad had the Fly episode, which I kind of liked, but yeah, at the same
the for Community, the Britta and Troy romance arc.
Yeah, I mean, most people would just say season 4 in general.
Yeah,
I mean, like, yeah, most of season 4 in Community, a lot of season 6 as well.
Season 6 is half and half for me.
Yeah, like I like the final few episodes of season 6 a lot, but there's a lot of season 6 episodes that I just hate.
The weird one with they're talking about whether or not the dean is gay or not, like it just coming off a little awkward.
Yeah, that was weird.
There was one good joke in that episode, and that was about it.
Yeah,
I am not
one.
openly anything, and gay doesn't even begin to cover it.
That was a great line. The road trip one was really bad. Like it was so just the whole thing with Abed and the dean going through flashbacks. Like it was so bizarre. Jeff was like really mean to Abed.
Yeah, he was too mean at that point.
The only part of that episode I liked was the ending gag with the guy
family
with the giant like arm or whatever. Like that felt like a Rick and Morty joke. Like it felt like Dan Harmon was transitioning into writing Rick and Morty, and it's like a lot of Community season 6 kind of feels that way, which is kind of fun.
Well, Justin Roiland cameos in the last episode.
That's true.
He does
everyone,
the Morty voice.
Ice Cube head. I got an Ice Cube for a head. Yeah. What else?
When is James going to start drama with LS Mark over LS Mark's opinions on Tamatoa?
Oh
we
my.
had this conversation like a couple days ago, didn't we?
Yeah, in like one of our streams, I like addressed this. I am so sick of those messages. I don't give a shit what he thinks about Tamatoa. Like, can he just not like him? Can that just be okay for him to have that opinion? Like,
As
what's
I
the
said a few
problem
days
here?
ago, this is the internet. You're not allowed to have an opinion.
Exactly.
I feel like this is also a
Make
good
the
point of
video
reference that people
last
just don't
just
know me and
you
Chris, because
going
we would
like,
tell you to your
I
face, we
don't
don't give a
like
shit.
your opinion. Goodbye.
Yeah, I don't like his opinion.
And,
Goodbye.
like, me and Chris would openly tell you we don't give a shit about Tom.
Yeah, we don't.
Yeah, exactly. It's really late in the game. Like the million sub special, like it's very close to being done. But maybe I should just ask LS Mark if he can just cameo, just to say I don't give a shit if he doesn't like Tamatoa, and then he'll be like, yeah. So fuck you, people who care about this, and then
Does he know like people people like mentioning you in that video and something or anything?
there's probably a lot of comments about that, like Shafrillis
yeah.
disliked that or something.
Honestly,
like,
yeah, I
I
feel like
don't-
Mark
I
is the
don't
kind of
care.
person who would do that for you.
Yeah, like I literally could not give less of a shit. Oh my god.
I was very like I watched the entire video. I was very taken aback by his opinion. Like it's pretty brutal, honestly.
Yeah,
I don't care, but like, damn, I didn't think it was that bad. He really hates Tamatoa's segment though.
that's true. That's okay. It's not for everyone. It's
No, it's gotta be the new Nostalgia Critic versus AVGN.
I really do like the fact that Doug Walker called Tamatoa a turtle. Like, I can't even be mad. Like, I'm not mad at that at all. That's the funniest thing to me. That he thought it was a turtle.
Yeah, a turtle with crab claws.
How do you manage that?
A
Like,
turtle with multiple legs.
I just
Don't they
he
call him a
said
crab
crab
verbally at one
multiple
point?
times in the song. Like, that's just hysterical.
Turtles are green.
Turtles are green, and Tamatoa is not green. It's this giant turtle.
Turtle.
That's the funniest thing. But okay, I think that's a lot of questions that are answered.
I never got
and
to answer
is
that last
good.
question
Spoiler alert.
Oh, wait, what's the last question?
about the episodes that are shit in a good series.
Oh yeah,
If you watch the original Star Trek series, which is 10 out of 10, there's an entire 2-part episode about Spock stealing the Enterprise and going back to some stupid fucking planet that wasn't an unaired pilot episode for the show, featuring an entirely different cast except for Leonard Nimoy. I don't know why they chose to do that. It's just randomly put in the middle of season 1. Like, you have all these, stupid weekly episodes, and then it's just like, oh, here's a random 2-parter. We're going to include the guy from the first episode that never made it to air, and we're going to play that entire episode verbatim in this episode as a flashback. It's like, why does it exist? Why did they have to make it?
I don't understand. That makes no sense. Anyway, though. So yeah. Any last episodes that suck? Or are we good to conclude?
Happy birthday, Hedera.
Happy birthday, Jennifer Lopez. I guess.
They still exist.
Yes.
Yo, whose
But
birthdays
yes,
are today?
it is
Well, your
nice
birthday
that
by
Comedy
the time this
Central is doing a
episode comes
Shrek
out.
marathon where they just skip Shrek the Third.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, why would they do that? Like, unless they've kind of gotten wind of all these jokes that my fans make about this. Like, that, I don't know. Is there any other explanation? Like, I'm not saying I indirectly influenced Comedy Central's lineup by changing the internet's view of the franchise and Shrek the Third, but what's the other explanation? I'm genuine. If there is one, I'd like to know.
You did it.
I did it! Congratulations! Okay, but seriously though, why did they do that? What's the actual reason they skipped Shrek the Third? I genuinely would like to know from them.
Yo, did you know today is Daniel Radcliffe's birthday?
Oh, nice. That's epic.
Maybe they couldn't get the rights for Shrek 3.
Yeah, I don't know. Why would
That happens.
DreamWorks
I know
do
that sometimes that could be a thing. Like, this was way back in like the 90s, but when Joe Bob did the Monster Vision for the Friday the 13th marathon, for whatever reason, they couldn't get the rights for Part 4, even though it was all Paramount.
Huh.
So they just couldn't show Part 4. They had to go right from 3 to 5.
I
Mhm.
think it's a. I think it's a. It's no. I think it's a. The quality is lesser than the other one's things because I can't think of anything in Shrek the Third that would be a copyright problem compared to the other ones.
Yeah. I
I
mean,
watched-
yeah, both Shrek 3 and 4 don't have like great reception generally outside of like fans coming around on Shrek 4. But like critically they had about the same reception. But I don't think that really matters when they're airing like movies on TV. Like Shrek movies are popular in general. Probably people if they see Shrek, they'll just be like, "Oh, okay, it's Shrek. I'll tune in." On
Maybe
cable.
because maybe it was a time thing where the marathon had to be over by a certain point, and they had to cut one movie, and they figured if they're gonna cut any movie, I guess the third one.
Yeah, because the third one does have worse reception. So I mean, yeah, that probably could be it. But yes, why not just start the marathon earlier though? I don't know. But not that I'm complaining. Not that I want Shrek the Third to be in. I'm curious.
Well, nothing of value was lost.
Exactly. They get it. But yeah. So that's epic. Okay, so we should probably wrap up though. So how about some recommendations / final plugs?
I don't recommend push to talk. On
Yeah.
Discord.
Don't use push to talk. Worst mistake of Ben's life. Because that took a while to figure that out.
I recommend you let us know in the comments below if you would watch a weekly Pokemon Nuzlocke stream.
Yes,
Or at least
please let
mostly
us know.
weekly, because I might be busy some Saturdays.
And
But
can we recommend Spotify yet for this podcast?
Hey James, when are you gonna do that?
I should
I
get on
noticed
that.
This is Smash Bros. Made it on the Spotify, but our
That's true.
podcast isn't yet.
That's because the guy
Actually,
who sang
yeah,
it
that was a
handled that.
masterpiece, by the way,
He
Chris.
handled all the Spotify and Apple stuff, so I wasn't involved at all. So that's the only reason that
okay,
happened.
we'll ask him how to do it. Even I gave you the link for the
I
library
should
thing.
Yeah,
do
there is a link.
it.
Well, I did not know that they were that they were like that they were a known cover artist because haha funny sans man.
Exactly. Anyway, though.
I mean,
I
well-known
recommend-
cover artists do memes all the time. Just
Yeah.
look at Nate, John, and Caleb.
Yeah.
Caleb is doing a has-been hotel version of Welcome to soon. Nate did Bad Guy by Billie Eilish, but in the style of Green Day.
Amazing.
And he did a cover of Chug Jug.
Nice. That is the best song ever written, so that's good. I recommend Banjo-Kazooie on Xbox if you have an Xbox because I played it.
Yeah.
And
I still have it at 360. Hell yeah, brother.
yeah, any Xbox that isn't the original can play Banjo-Kazooie, so do it.
But yeah, also specifically the Xbox version because it does fix things from the N64 version.
Yes.
Or you can
and
play
I recently
why
beat it.
you can play the N64 version if you have access to an N64 and a cartridge.
Well, I know. I mean, like, because it's a better version of the game, legitimately.
Yeah.
Because
That's
you do not get to keep the notes you collect if you die in the N64 version.
Yeah.
Now imagine you die in Rusty Bucket Bay and have to collect those notes all over again.
Ugh. Horrible. Horrible.
Imagine you die in Click Clock Wood.
Yep. Yeesh.
I recommend the Owl House to everybody here, not just you viewers. It's on Disney Plus, and so you don't. And the new episode, and already 5 of the new season 2 episodes are on it, so you don't even have to necessarily wait that long if you don't want to wait. If you don't want to wake up at 10 in the morning.
Oh yeah? Well, all 13 episodes of Godzilla Singular Point are now streaming on Netflix.
Nice.
Yeah.
Epic. I'm gonna do an anti-recommendation too. Don't buy Skyward Sword HD. It is not worth $60, even though it is a pretty good updated remake with a lot of quality of life enhancements. It's also worth $20.
How about $50
forced
at
to say.
Walmart? Is it worth that?
What?
$50
No.
at Walmart? Is it worth that?
And $50 at Walmart, it's not bad. That's what the original was, but at the same time, it is 10 years old. So I mean,
We need to
just
force
don't
Nintendo to do
don't buy
sales.
it for $60. Whatever you do, it is so not worth it.
Get it used if you can, or if Nintendo ever does a sale.
Yeah. Anyway,
That'll probably be one of the ones that goes on sale for 40.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
In a year.
yeah. Chris, what do you recommend?
My recommendation has been said twice throughout this entire episode by both me and William for a record number of 4 times. This will be the 5th time. I cannot recommend enough that you subscribe to me and William's channels so you can check out the other stupid shit that we get up to.
I recommend James plugs this podcast on his channel more than just posting about it in a community tab or on Twitter.
Yeah, that'd be rad. I should get on that.
I am going to interrupt the Ghibli ranking at one point and just say that.
Yes.
Because it's a ranking video, so it's guaranteed 1 million views, probably.
Yes. Okay. Epic.
I like how we understand how the internet works enough, and that is terrible.
Yeah.
Algorithms, baby.
That is how the world works. That is how the world works.
So are we good now? Should we sign off
Yep.
now?
I think it's time to sign off.
Okay.
Mario.
Chat. People, have fun.
Mario.
Mario?
Mario?